Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Well, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the PJ Team Destruction match. I'm Kozan. I'll be here on the Alpha X stream today. We are going to be watching a couple of great matches in the background over there. You should see right now the Korean stream. They're being busy with their introductions and stuff as well. Oh my dear lord. I'm very excited for this one. This is probably one of the biggest events I've ever gotten the chance to cast, so I'm very thankful, very grateful, and you know what, we got some great matches today coming up that I'm really looking forward to seeing here. We got 2 team matches on the way, 2 best of 5, 2 all-kill formats, and well, can't wait to jump into it. First of all, we have the Burn Park, beautiful names by the way, really good ones. Which is Team Dark, Impact and Armani, a true Zerg team, and then they're going to be fighting first of all versus Jin Air Yo, which is a Maru, Cure and Creator team, 2 Terrans and a Protoss. Should be some lovely matchups there, and well, I can't wait to see that unfold. It's a little bit unfortunate that I don't know Korean, otherwise maybe we could have just you know, listened into those guys as well, and then I could have tried my best to translate as well. Might be a good motivation for me to start learning it though, to be fair, who knows. I do feel a little bit underdressed here though, to be fair, next to these guys. Jeez, trying to fix my hair a little bit, but who knows. Yeah, just in my own home here. I only got asked to cast this yesterday. Oh boy, that's not good. I hope that doesn't continue on happening. Throughout the entire introduction, nothing like that happens, and then all of a sudden, doing a little bit of a thingamajig. Alright, so there's a bunch of Korean text on the screen. I'm pretty sure they're just explaining. First of all, it looks like they are explaining the prize pool over there. So the prize pool should be it's kind of big, guys. It's a lot of Korean buckaroonies on the line here. It rounds up to about 7,000 US dollars in total that is being given away here to these players. Of course, that is because it is a team league, gonna be split up between those 3 people every time. I can get you guys a link as well if you want me to the Wikipedia page where more information is found. I'll put it into the chat right now. There you go. So anyone who is more curious about the kind of the stuff that you should be seeing right now on the Korean parts, and pretty much most of it is also on the Wikipedia page, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, yeah, 2 teams. I didn't even mention the second teams that will be fighting. It will be Patience one-man team, pretty much one of the best names that's out there right now, and it's going to be Woke Up This Morning as well. Patience one-man team obviously has Patience. I'm not sure if we should continue talking about the other ones, because, I mean, it's kind of in the name of the team, right? But we'll do it anyway. We'll just make honorable mentions. Ragnarok and Super are also in that team. I mean, they're not horrible players, right? They're still pretty top class, amazing players, but of course, Patience taking the lead role in that one. And Woke Up This Morning will be their opponents, which is running with Trap, Bunny, and Parting. So also 3 really good players, of course. Trap, one of the best players right now that we all know and love. Parting has been coming out with a couple of interesting builds as well, which I'm kind of interested in seeing unfold here. I'm wondering how far they can get. Oh, here we can see the schedule, guys. I also have a little note for the schedule. Give me a second. I'm working with a lot less high technology here than they are, unfortunately. I should have gotten this graphic maybe too. I could have done something with it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, today we are starting at, well, this time, of course. Tomorrow we'll be here. On Friday we'll be here as well. Then we're gonna have a break on the weekend. After the weekend, we will be starting it up again on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the same times at all times. Then we're gonna take a little break after that. Oh, here we can see all the teams actually. We're going to be taking another little break after that, and it will start up again at the 6th of November on the Wednesday, and then the Thursday after that one, the Friday after that one, and then the Sunday after that one will be all starting up. And then the finals will actually be held on the Sunday after that, the 17th of November. which starts at a little bit of a peculiar time for us European folk, but you know what, I'll be here. It starts at 5 AM, and you know what, that's going to be a fun one for me to cast. I'm very curious to see how that will go. But you know what, that's still very far in the future. Maybe after all that time, I'll just die somewhere along the way, trying to cast all these awesome games, and trying to keep up with everything. Anyway, look at that, there we go. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing this. Today's matchup, day 1, match 1. Dark Impact Armani, Maru, Cure, and Creator. Let me see if I'm not getting any wrong messages. There you go, okay. More people talking about everything that is going on. You know what, it does look, they do look very well dressed. I'm gonna try to sit upright just so I kind of fit in. I should have given myself a tie or something. A little bit more well dressed, like I said. Oh well. I'm not rocking the same haircut either. Maybe that's something I should do. TUI as well, also not wearing any goggles or glasses. Goggles. Ha! Something completely different, Kozen. Don't show the people that you are, in fact, a Dutchman. Anyway, they're having a good time. They're having some fun. They're talking about what ever could happen, probably. I mean, I'm very curious to see which players they will send out first, right? Because every player, because it is the all-kill format, they only have one life, truly. So if you lose a game, you're out of the match, pretty much, right? You have to rely on your team members to keep carrying you through the rest of that match. Now, oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. We are starting up there. It is in the first game. We have in the bottom right side Armani, the blue Zerg, representing Burn Park, coming out first. His opponent, the red Protoss in the left. Top side, it's Creator, full Jin Air Yo. And there we go. Alright. So unfortunately we do not have game sounds, guys, because this is a quite official stream, and of course a little casual caster like myself isn't allowed to truly be inside of there. I mean, it's not really any caster is allowed, right? They always have these observers that are just kind of doing their job for us. Normally this is what I do, just clicking on things. To be fair though, I'm probably not as good as these professional Korean observers. They are most likely a little bit better. I'm pretty sure they are, actually, and it's going to be interesting casting like this. A whole new experience for me. Alright, let's see what is happening actually. Nothing too crazy so far. Looks like both players are kind of ramping up with a kind of casual macro opening. And a little probe just looking around. Cybernetics core on the way as well. I mean, probably not really worth mentioning even. But yeah. A good thing to open up. Looks like people are respecting their one life here a little bit, you know, because if you do a cheese, right, in like a best of 5 overall, if you do a cheese, doesn't really matter, right, if it fills. If you do a cheese here and it fills, oh my dear lord, you're just, you know, you just let your whole team down. You're not going to be able to carry on any more. It's just done for you for today. And you know what? Alright, lower, okay. Fair enough. There we go. Thought you said higher. Oh, lower. My bad. Anyway. Okay, we have over here a third base coming down after the proxy pylon has been taken care of. I say proxy, it's more so like a blocking pylon, right? A blocky pylon. A bloxy pylon. Stargate's on the way. Nice opening, very common in the PvC matchup these days. And the Adept just staying at home for now, waiting for his brother Adept to join in as well, so they can start one-shotting those drones, of course. Now moving across, trying to get that little Zergling, trying his best to duke it out, but obviously not going to be able to. Might have been worth sending that Ling actually to just a completely different corner of the map there. You know, just to delay the adept from coming into your base. But then again, maybe it would have been easier for the adept to group up with the other adepts. I don't know. Starting up with a Phoenix here. Gonna be able to clean up some overlords. Luckily for Armani, there's only this singular overlord right here on this side of the map. So it's gonna be very difficult for Creator to pick off any other overlords. Robo facility also on the way now. Thanks for this. Yeah, no problem. Hope you will have a good time. Anyway, it is a best of 5 Toxic Berry. Right, actually, melee attack on the way first of all. That's an interesting opening. You don't always see that. But probably going to go for the Hydra Baneling composition here. Twilight Council on the way as well. After the Stargates, actually getting pretty much all the tech routes here for the Protoss. Might very well be some sort of all-in coming in here with this amount of gateways being put down as well. Roach Warren has been put down. I'm not sure if Armani is actually aware that there is no third base here. It's been a while since he had a link walking across the map here. He must have, right? Must have at some point. Anyway, the Phoenix actually is going to go down. Those queens running up the ramp very quickly into the main base. Catching it off guard. Alright. Lay attack on the way as well. Oh my god. The Templar Archives also going to get created. Is it going to be some sort of Archon drop here? And there is a third base on the way, so there's no 2 base shenanigans truly coming out here for Creator. This guy is nice. Still going full for the macro force. Full-on macro force. There's the Hydralisk then coming up as well. More links are being created. Of course, there's nothing truly, except for these queens being going to be able to deal with these Archons, the links. I mean, they can nibble at those Archons, but pretty much you're just kind of donating money, of course. Those Archons are absolute beasts at killing off anything that's squishy. Maybe going to be able to kill off a couple of Creeptumas as well. If there is an observer here somewhere, I think there is one coming across the map right now. Going to take a little bit to arrive here. The Queen's forcing the Archons away though before they arrive. Actually, it's just a lot of depths and sentries coming in. It's definitely going to try to put on some aggression here. I mean, he did see that there were only links, and that might have been a little bit of an indicator for him that it's time to go here. Oh my dear lord, the links do get into the natural and the main base. Almost, well, getting us around on the Immortal as well. If they want to get, deciding to go further in though, trying to get the probes instead. Right, Hydralisks are spawning out now though in the third base, but there is a big Protoss force coming in here. Oh my dear lord, alright, I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. This is going to be very difficult for Armani to keep everything alive here. The drones coming off the worker line as well. Trying to best duel some zealots here behind the mineral patches. But they have to be ever so careful of those Archons trying to loop into the drone line here as well. 9 works already having gone down. That's a lot of money lost there for the Zerg player. Not that much yet for Creator. And the third base is definitely going to go down, and this is going to put Armani in an absolutely devastating position for this game. And he just wasn't prepared. Like, he did put down the Roach Warren, but he never made any Roaches truly, and I think Roaches would have been a little bit better because you would have gotten them a little bit quicker. And against the Archons, you know what, they do a little bit better, I feel like, than the Hydralisk, because you take so much damage on those Hydras. If you have the Banelings there as well. Oh boy, alright. Do we know who will Maru play? No, we do not know who Maru will play, actually. That's kind of the idea, right? I mean, right now, who knows? Maybe he won't play, right? Creator can just get an all-kill. He's looking pretty good so far. He is, you know what, in a beautiful position to win this game, at least. I mean, Armani is trying his best to get 4 bases up and rolling now, after having lost his third base, but not sure if that is the best thing here for him still. He's still behind 10 workers in total. And there's a beautiful army composition coming out of Creator here. A lot of High Templars, and High Templars with the Storm as well. I mean, as soon as that is done, those High Templars will have a lot of energy. And we'll have quite a nice possibility to start putting on a lot of aggression here against this Hydra Baneling force. And that is my phone. Just barely not put on top of my little cushion there enough. Anyway. High production values. Alright, alright. War Prism coming out here with a lot of Archons. Immortals are joining up as well. The Zealots are not that plentiful, but still. Could wait for one more Warping here. Alright, still a lot of energy on those Sentries and High Templar as well. Nice pre-split though from Armani, and that is probably his one saving grace here. He needs the best split that he can get. And maybe even try to set up some sort of surround behind this. There's no creep spread either at all, guys, by the way. I don't know. Very nicely cleaned up here by Creator a couple of times. Remember that there were a couple of creep tumors here, but they no longer exist. And a little bit of a scramble here, starting things off. Hydras getting caught by a little bit of a storm there for a moment. Banelings coming into the third base, but I'm not sure if this is the most crucial part here. Do get 7 probes, but this big attack is where it's at. This is where all the cookies will crumble. Okay, in comes the Protoss Force. The Protoss Force most likely will be able to kind of force their way off the ramp, right? I mean, the Zerg definitely cannot force itself downward or upwards on the ramp. But in he comes, right, in comes Creator. A lot of storms right on top of the Hydralisk, and there's nothing here for Armani left. The storms were absolutely beautiful. There's still so many Zealots remaining. Archons just shooting away at the drones right now, and that is even more damage being taken here by Armani. Armani getting very, very close to that GG marker here. I can feel it coming up. This is not looking good. There it is. GG being called. All right. Wait, here I am again. Anyway. Okay, so Creator going up 1-0 so far. Still has Impact and Dark to worry about, right? And Dark is probably the biggest hitting force of the Burn Park team. Now, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see when they will send him out, for sure. I don't think they will send him out right now, right? You wouldn't expect it. I would still go with Impact, but then again, With such... Thank you, Evan. My friend's trying to throw me off my game. Anyway. Yeah, Impact is definitely... I feel it. I think Impact is going to make an appearance here, and you know what? Let me take a look, actually. What? Do we have any sort of recent achievements from Impact? I mean, I know he's still getting in GSL quite a bit, but... Take a look here. Quick look up. Tiny. I don't have any productions talking in my ears, so... Alright, yeah. Impact also used to be on Axiom. Remember now. Alright, so he did get second place in the China Team Championship with losing to Solo there. So that is probably a good sign, right? I mean, for one of these, another Team Championship. Anyway, okay. We'll just have to wait and see what the Burn Park team decides to throw at the Jin Air Yo team this time. I love saying these names. It makes it a lot of fun for me to cast these events. But yeah, Creator so far on a roll. I do hope that we do get Creator knocked out though. Not because I don't like watching Creator, but more so because I truly want to see Maru perform as well. Alright, here we go. Second game, and it is in fact Impact. I called it right this time. Okay, Impact in the bottom right side of the map, the blue Zerg, fighting once again against the colored red Protoss in the top left, Creator. Burn Park versus Jin Air Yo. Not really doing any sort of big introduction screens here, are they? I'm pretty sure the I mean, it's no GSL production, that's for sure. That makes me feel a little bit better about my own production here. No offense though, it's still looking very sharp, still looking very good, of course. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, please invite me again. Alright, so once again we are seeing kind of similar openings. The thing about this one as well, because the Burn Park team they only have Zergs, right? So I think it must be very difficult for them to truly throw people off, because they just get to prep for Zerg specifically, right? No matter what is going to happen, they're going to be playing against Zerg. Whoever fights against Burn Park can have that thought about just, you know, right, we're gonna be fighting just solely against Zergs. Let's just prep against Zerg, and they still have to prep against pretty much everything, right? Well, I guess in this case they only have to prep for Terran and Protoss. Still though, that's twice as much prepping you need to do. Of course, these players all have different playstyles and such, but well, that's a very quick third base actually coming out of Impact. Really doesn't want to get that hatchery blocked like that happened in the previous games. That's pretty interesting too, right? Because of these team games, these other players, actually that might be really good as well. That's some sort of advantage for these guys that do have the same race, because they can see how the players are playing right now at this time, and then straight afterwards, without giving Creator much else of a thought, right, about what else he's gonna do. They're just gonna jump in straight ahead, and they're completely fresh, and they've just seen exactly what he does in the matchup with a bird's eye view, right? They weren't distracted with having to play the game themselves, so that's kind of interesting too, actually. So who knows? It might be beneficial for them to have the 3 Zergs, and I guess it all has down and upsides. Anyway, this time we're not seeing a Stargate, this time we are seeing a robotics facility, so still could very well be some sort of a immortal attack here. I'm not seeing any Twilight Council, and Warp Gate is already on the way, so... Oh, there it is, okay. Still could be anything. I'm not that sure. Haven't seen too many Protoss. Anyway, Link Speed on the way as well. More Queens. I think it's pretty cool to have that quick third base. Does put him up in equal numbers of workers though. I'm sure he doesn't really have enough workers to fully saturate it, but at least it didn't get blocked off for a while. So you have those more larvae, you have the option to build 3 queens at a time, and you're going to be able to spread a little bit more creep quicker in the game as well. Roach Warren once again on the way. Okay, so it is the DT Shrine actually, so still most likely going to be those Archon drops coming in. Very, very interesting. Immortal as well being created though. It might be some sort of a follow-up afterwards. Coming up here. Wow, Creator really doesn't want that Overlord anywhere near the base right now. He's really trying to get that Overlord, but I mean, Impact being a little bit strong-headed here, not allowing his Overlord to be bullied around. Maybe a little bit, but still, he sees the double gas in the natural here as well. Should give him some inclination of what is about to happen here. He's still droning up now with the links. He does see the War Person moving out with the Immortal and a Stalker. So let's see what his response will be. He's still droning. Okay, yeah, now he's making some links here. Only a single Evolution Chamber on the way. I'm not sure if he already made another one, but let's wait and see. Okay, here are the Dark Templar. Most likely isn't going to try something. I mean, but then again, the lay attack isn't ready yet. Okay, he sees that there's no Overseer here. He's just going to roll in. There are Spore Crawlers on the way. I'm pretty sure... Oh my dear lord, he didn't make one in the natural. Oh my god, Impact. I just saw 2 Spore Crawlers on the production line, and now they're not here. They're not in the place where the Dark Templars are coming in. That's absolutely terrible here for Team Burn Park. Oh my dear lord. Alright, the War Prism is just... look at that, brazenly right on top of the second base here. Not a single queen in sight to help out against this. A single Archon being warped in. Zerglings now trying their best to fight these Dark Templar in these confined spaces. Drones being helpful too. But with the Warp Prism here, with a nice little bit of micro, still quite a couple of workers did go down. He did save the second base though, which is really important. But it might still go down. I'm not sure what the HP is. It's bleeding rather profusely here. Oh boy. Okay, more links now, trying to do a little bit of a counter-aggression here onto the third base. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Do you have anything here to defend? Well, a Dark Templar? No, actually a Zealot being warped in. Okay, well, I mean, the lay attack is done. Spire on the way this time. Spire against the... Yeah, I think that could be good, right? We didn't see any Stargate opening, so it makes sense, actually, just because of the Warp Prism and the Robo opening. And then also seeing that there is, of course, the Twilight Council and the Dark Shrine here. So very unlikely for there to be a lot of Phoenixes or anything else coming out anytime soon. And Protoss really have difficulty, of course, against Mutalisk, catching them at least. Especially because there's no blink, as far as I'm aware, either for the Protoss player here, Creator. So might have a little bit of a rough time. He does have the War Prism with the 2 Archons, of course. That is a little bit of a tool to help out against those Mutalisk, but it's still a very risky one, right? It's a fragile one. As long as those Archons are in the War Prism, things can backfire quite quickly. But then again, I mean, the Archons are amazing at dealing with Mutalisk. As long as Creator actually does go for that attack there. 2 Immortals on a sneaky mission here into the natural base of Impact. Does Impact know? It looks like he's pretty much aware. He did send a couple of units here. Right, yeah, he did figure it out that this was on the way. He knows that that hatchery is still on low HP. He doesn't want it to be sniped out of existence here. So very, very nice insight. Moving away his army, actually, while the War Prism is still here. It's a little bit dangerous, Impact, I have to say. But maybe he's just trying to keep the War Prism around until the Mutalisk are out and about. So wait and see. Alright, so it did move away. The Hallucinated Phoenix does see the Mutalisk now. 4th base on the way as well for Impact. Might give the go sign for Creator as well to start thinking about his own 4th base, as he is a little bit oversaturated on that main base right now. Creator is still ahead on the bunker count as well. 68 probes here versus 63. It's not really anything you would like to see as a Zerg player, of course. A lot of harassment coming down from both players. The Zealots moving into the natural base, hitting an evolution chamber, I believe, but Mutalisk are preoccupying Creator in the main base. And like we said, yeah, there they are, the Archons trying their best to deal with these Mutalisks, but nothing really happening. And it looks like there's actually Flyer. Okay, so we are going to get the +1 attack for Mutalisk as well. So far, not that many Mutalisks have been created. We're seeing this ball of 5 Mutalisks just flying around. And oh my, oh, they're gonna get some High Templar here. No, the shield battery should be able to safeguard them. Losing a singular Mutalisk already. Are we gonna see more Mutalisk? You would assume so, right? You wouldn't get +1 attack if you're only gonna stick on those 4 Mutalisk. Very interesting. Anyway. Ooh, almost getting the War Prism, actually. He does. Very well done. And now there is Phoenixes out on the map. At least that's a singular Phoenix. Gonna be able to pick off those Mutalisks that are already kind of bruised up by those Archons here. But actually, he lets them go for now. Is he still gonna try to catch them here with his army moving out on that side of the map? He might just be trying to get his 4th base up and rolling though. Trying to secure that location for a 4th base, and there it is. Does pop it down. But in comes a massive army of Zerglings. Roaches and Ravagers though. Banelings are accompanying them as well. Ooh, not sure if he wants to fight on this tiny enclosed location though. So a lot of forces were on the bridge. And Storm was absolutely devastating there. Now Creator going up with the Fleet Beacon is going to try to get into a very, very nice late game composition here. as they are doing a dance of death in the middle of the map, trying to fight for good position. Creator decides to move backwards to his main base as Impact kinda now trying to figure out what is happening. I'm not even sure if he knows about the 4th base. Maybe he just thinks that there is a 3-base attack coming in here with the High Templar, the Immortals and the Archons, but so far it doesn't look like that is Creator's plan. He needs to sit back and wait for that carriers, actually, the carrier army, to take over control. Hive Tech also on the way now on 11 minutes for Impact, and a 5th base also. Oh, but in he comes. A lot of Roaches, Banelings rolling in here. Are they going to be Oh my god, those High Templar. A lot of High Templar being knocked down there by a couple of Banelings. I say a couple, that was a fistful of Banelings. Oh boy. Okay, well. Zealots trying to do some economic damage as well on the other side, but more than enough Zerg units here to deal with this and safeguard that 5th base. Oh, Dark Templar also coming in here. Only a Spore Crawler and a couple of Lynx patrolling in it. Seems like it was enough. I'm not sure if that High Temp or the Dark Templar was actually on attack move. I think it was pretty much on move command to get into the mineral line. May have been able to deal with those Zerglings otherwise. But then again, if you attack move, of course, at that situation, it will just attack the hatchery instead of the workers, which you want to have happen. So it's a bit of a lose-lose in that situation. As if you know that there's Bane or Zerglings there patrolling, which you don't always see. A couple of Banelings trying to again to hit up some probes, but only 3 probes being knocked out here. So Creator truly doing very well actually at just staying in this game right now and dealing with the aggression from Impact. Impact still on a Zergling, Baneling, Ravager kind of army here. He is adding more Mutalisk, but the Mutalisk aren't really the best source or fighting force against those carriers. The Mutalisk, they definitely do want to try to get into the base right now, try to figure out what kind of army composition is coming at him, so he can start transitioning into either Infestors or more Corruptors being added into his force as well. That's a lot of Mutalisk. That's 18 Mutalisk with +2 attack as well. Oh no, actually still +1. I thought I saw +2 on the way. My mistake. Anyway, they're coming in. They see the carriers. They're jumping right on top of them, trying to catch them, trying to keep that carrier count low. He does manage to get one Phoenix also coming in here. Archon's now joining in as well. He needs to get out, getting 1 carrier and getting another one really low, but he did lose more than 10 Mutalisk right there. I guess he did kill 14 probes as well during that attack, but I'm not sure if that was worth it. At least now he knows what is coming at him, and he delayed it even just so slightly. Phoenix range also being created here by Creator. Gonna try his best maybe perhaps to keep a couple of Phoenixes around to try and deal with any sort of Mutalisk harassment. Big engagement actually between the 4th and 3rd base of Creator. Banelings rolling in, Ravagers coming through as well. That is a big force, killing off quite a bit of the ground army here for Creator before the Air Force actually managed to get itself involved with in the fight. So very nicely done there by Impact. He needs to slowly trade out these forces, but maybe that was a little bit too aggressive actually, because now I'm not sure if he's going to be able to truly stock up upon new forces at this time, and he has to replenish a lot with new Zerglings and Roaches at the time, just because he doesn't really have anything else, or a lot of gas to make anything more expensive with. So maybe a little bit too hastily trying to sacrifice a couple of those units here. Now coming in with Banelings once again into that 3rd base. This is his favorite base to come in with Banelings, and it looks like Creator once again fully aware of what's happening here. And the cannons are dealing with it so beautifully. And more Banelings coming in on the other side, though a little bit desynchronized here, unfortunately. And again, a beautiful pull away from Creator. Creator, though, not being aware, caught off guard. A lot of Lynx running into the natural base here. Gonna be able to depower pretty much everything, but oh my god, the Armada is going in for the 5th base as well. It's going in for the jugular, running through Zerglings, trying the best to get some sort of damage done. But this big Protoss army that is coming through the Zerg bases right now is the big threat. He needs some way to deal with this. Oh my dear lord. Corruptors trying their best to catch the Protoss army off guard there by rotating around. Banelings now coming in. Oh my dear lord, I'm not sure if that is enough. Trying to set up some sort of a flank. Can he do it though? The War Prism back there is still kind of vulnerable. If the Corruptors went for that one, that would have been absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, he was not aware that the War Prism was there. The Zerglings killing absolutely everything in the main base. This is going to be it. Creator has to make his move with this Pulse. He has to do absolutely lethal damage because his entire infrastructure has been destroyed back at home. Can he do it? He leaves one base behind. He knows the time is ticking and he needs to pounce right now. He needs to force the engagement. Where is the Zerg army? It's still just brooding. It's still making more Corruptors, trying to get a force that is capable of dealing with these carriers and the High Templar and the Immortals as well underneath. It's still a very peculiar situation now. Alright, coming back around, trying to get this base. Okay, killing off... well, he already killed off 3 bases. Impact going for the bottom left base, though. Trying to recreate everything that he can. Okay, it looks like this is it. This is where Impact is going to try to make his stance. The Zerglings coming in. They're kind of flooding in one by one, that it doesn't seem to matter. There looks like to be enough here for Impact. Impact has done it, absolutely annihilating the Protoss army, and GG is called. That brings us into a 1-1 series here, guys. Yeah, unfortunately there's no in-game sounds. We didn't get a clean feed, as my moderator already mentioned. Very unfortunate. Anyway, guys, we can manage. We can run through with this. TY looking very disturbed there. Look at that. I'm not sure if you guys can see it rather well. I look rather red next to them as well. Wait, over here I look less red than I do over here. That's interesting too. Sunburned? Not sunburned. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Maybe if I move this... oh well, it doesn't matter too much. Anyway, it's probably the screen over here that is making me look a little bit red. Anyway, yeah, that brings us to a 1-1 score. Who will Jinai Yo bring out now? I'm gonna guess, guys. I'm gonna guess again. A random stab in the dark. It's not gonna be dark because he's on the other team. It's gonna be Cure. A random stab in the Cure. Wait, that doesn't sound good. Probably shouldn't say that. Anyway. Didn't even notice that there are no sound effects until now. Thank you very much, Toxic Barry. I appreciate it. Making me less nervous. Anyway. We're looking into getting game number 3 started. My Korean colleagues, they have no idea of my existence, but I am watching. I am ever so vigilant, keeping my eye on them, figuring out what they are talking about. And you know what? I thought it was an interesting game, honestly. Those Zerglings running in. I mean, if there were a couple of DTs right there as well, I don't think there was any Overseer, to be honest, to help out. They could have maybe dealt with it, but there were so incredibly many links. And then they all pulled back as well in time to help out with the defense at the same time. Only losing, well, 2 really crucial bases. The 5th, was it the 5th base? I think it was, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, this was the 5th base. Wasn't that necessarily to have that still up and rolling. He was expanding to the other side as well. Do you think the Lord was nervous when he made the Earth? Probably. Probably. That's why, you know... He made so many mistakes. Anyway. That's why he started out with dinosaurs, you know? He was like, how do we do this? I don't know. Anyway. It's just a beta run, and he was like, yeah, we can do better. We can do better than just screaming reptiles trying to kill each other. And then he made mammals trying to kill each other. Alright, looks like we have the next game up and rolling. It will be Cure indeed. Check. Anyway, alright, guys. In the top left side, we have the red Terran player for Ingenieur Yo. It is the second player, it is Cure. And his opponent, it's the blue Zerg in the bottom right side of the map. I'm not sure if we are even doing introductions here. Are they doing introduction? Should I just not do introductions as well? In the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player representing Burn Park. It's Impact, already up 1 point right now on the board, and tying up overall the team score. Impact managing to secure his team a singular win. We'll have to wait and see if it is going to go into a match point. Well, it is definitely going to go into a match point for either of these teams, of course, but which one? That's the question. Who do we want to see? Do we rather see Dark or do we rather see Maru? That's the real question, isn't it? If we want to see Dark, then you know what? I mean, Impact, you just got to lose here, buddy. No offense, but if we want to see Maru, I mean, Cure, step aside, please. Cure is a really good Terran too, though. I mean, he's no Maru, obviously. Otherwise, we would all be talking about Cure all the time. But he's still a very good player, and you know what? I feel like he could do this versus Impact. Impact seemingly on a roll, so today, though, did manage to already get that 1 win. I guess that, you know, it's enough for me to say that he is on a roll. 1 win. Tearing some noobs up. Probably shouldn't have called them noobs. They would beat me with just their mouse, to be fair. Anyway. Looks like, again, standard macro openings from both these players. Nothing too crazy. Looking like we are seeing the Reaper expand into Hellions here, I believe. Just looking at that factory positioning there next to the barracks. And there's a reactor as well, so most likely will be the Hellion follow-up here. Third base for Impact already being created again. Impact really early on with those third bases here. It's almost already done as well. It's about as quick as the natural base for Cure, actually. That's how quick this third base is. Right, Cure managing to get a couple of Zerglings on low HP and getting them, well, at least one of them killed. Ooh, that was close. Killing off a Creep Tumor as well. Look at that, guys. That's some nice micro there from Cure. That's a good, solid start. That should give yourself a little bit of a confidence booster here. Impact trying to be a smarty boy, putting his queen up on the side ramp there. The Reaper ramp. And you know what? It might pay off. It might pay off here. Actually, no. He's not going there. The Reaper deciding for the third base instead. Gonna harass this singular drone here. That's all along. Oh my god, he almost moved it away just as the Reaper does go for the Reaper ramp. Managing to get in here. The Lynx were on the other side. Ooh, can he get another drone? No, he cannot. Overlord speed is on the way, so Impact definitely wants to figure out what is coming his way. And it will be, it looks like, his Bioforce follow-up after the Hellions. If there is even the Hellions still on the way. It looks like he's just making Marines, actually. Maybe this was the wrong call for me. Oh no, there were Hellions. Never mind. That was the wrong call. The other one I just did, that was the wrong one. Never shoot down myself. Anyway, the more you know. It looks like he just built 2 Hellions though and then switched it back. So that's still kind of interesting. Not really committing any. Ooh, is he gonna get the Overlords? Yes, he is. It's ever so lovely. Third base for Cure, also kind of early. Not extremely early, but I guess he did see the very quick third base of Impact and just kind of wants to stabilize things on a macro scale here. Back lap on the way. Also 2 Evolution Chambers coming out of Impact here. Maybe a little bit greedy. Maybe. But then again, it is the EU way of playing things. Is he going to go for the melee upgrade? That is my question. Most likely he will, right? That is going to be the question here. Siege tanks also in production, actually. Ooh, drop from Cure coming through. There is the melee upgrades, by the way, as well. So Cure gonna try his hand at a little bit of a drop. The Hellions are joining in as well. Maybe gonna try to run into the natural base as the Medivacs try to preoccupy forces in the third. No, actually, just gonna go for a full frontal push here. Maybe deny some creep. Killing off an Overlord already. Is he gonna get a Queen as well? Oh my dear lord. The Hounds are doing their best at roasting these Lings. And then the Marines might be able to pick off these Queens as well. Just a couple of them. Come on, buddy. Doesn't look like he has the forces though, unfortunately. Things stabilize once again, both forces. Just kind of, you know, calming things down again. Time for a bath. Oh my god, that's all the active creep tomb is dead though. That was very much worth it. Impact maybe pulling backwards a little bit too quickly. But then again, like, he wasn't aware. Maybe the medevacs were coming in for a drop, so he kind of had to pull away, right? To be fair. Alright, that's a nice round actually on those Marines. So a lot of Marines did go down. Cure doesn't look like he wants to give up on this pressure though. This is gonna move out with 2 siege tanks into the medevacs and another medevac filled up with, yeah, to the brim actually, with Marines here. He's gonna go push for this third base location, probably where there's no third base. That's a little embarrassing, isn't it? Well, I say third, it's a fourth base location. There's no fourth base here. The fourth base is actually on the left side. You don't always see people take this as a fourth base because it's a little bit harder to rotate your army between that third base and your natural as well, and also the fourth base all the way to the left there. But you know what? As a Zerg army, you're very mobile, so you know what? It's possible. Is he gonna put his siege tanks behind these minerals? Where is he gonna put them? Yes, he is. Still a little bit further away as well, just kind of securing this place for his Marines to be dropping out here, or moving forwards just around the corner. Might as well. Killing off a couple of banelings, trying to morph in. He's gonna get the Overseer as well. Yes, he does. It's a solid start. Still no baneling speed on the way either. Or actually, I'm not sure if it's not on the way. It's not here anyway. It's probably a better way to say it. Marines looking for more damage. Queens transfusing away profusely, really trying to keep themselves alive here and afloat. Killing off a medevac, a singular medevac, not too shabby. And Liberators coming in from nowhere. There they are, out of the sky, shooting up 2 bases there, denying pretty much any mining going on for drones going down as the Marines push into the 4th base. Banelings still don't have speed yet, guys, at 8 minutes. Alright, now they finally do. And look at that, still mining being denied on the main base. That's a devastating amount of mining not happening right now. And oh, that's a big flank coming in here. The Zerglings are coming right on top of those siege tanks. The Banelings don't want to explode on those siege tanks, but you know what, they might as well. Now, they probably didn't though, because there's still a big force of Marines here on the left. I'm not sure if Cure is going to try his hand at pushing forwards. Drilling class is on the way. +2/+2 for both these players is on the way as well, but Impact his +2/+2 will finish up a lot sooner. Looks like Cure is going to go into a Bio Widowmine Force, which is absolutely devastating. I personally love playing this composition. It is so much. Oh my god, massive Baneling hits. Dear lord. You're not paying attention to that force a little bit here for a second, and letting his multitasking be thrown off for just a moment. And Impact immediately pouncing on the opportunity. Oh, nice splitting. Look at that splitting, but look at the retargeting as well. The Widowmine, that was absolutely crazy from both those players. Retargeting immediately upon those Banelings and killing off quite a few of them, as all those Zerglings were just desperately trying to split up, trying not to get everything killed. Still catching those Banelings there. Very well done. Okay, 4th base for Impact, or Cure has been established. Impact now, he's behind on supply actually. He is on an equal amount of workers, so he's not out of this one yet. He is going to go into the Mutalisk versus this army composition. Versus a lot of Marines, a lot of Widowmines here. You know what, that is quite a dangerous composition. He has to have beautiful control against everything here. Oh, just in time with the repair. Missile turret stays upright. Only 2 workers have gone down there. And I'm not even sure if Mutalisk died, but it feels like they did. Alright, rotating around to the other 4th base. Okay, no, moving out again. Nidus network. Look at that. Nidus network on the way as +2/+2 for the Marines of Kjør is finishing up now. 3 missile turrets on that base. Yeah, you don't want to fly in there with your Mutalisk. A 4th one now being put down as well. All you need now is just a couple of Widow Mines as well. And then maybe you could still do damage just by flying in and letting the Widow Mines explode upon all your own workers. But I guess Kjør isn't me, so that's not gonna happen. Anyway, Marines are coming through. Widow Mines are burrowing close to this 4th base location. Impact now under a lot of stress as there is also a drop in the main base going down. Banelings trying the best to catch up with his force. This is the big push. Right here is the drop as well. As we can see, it's not allowing any mining to take place here. Zerglings are coming in though to start cleaning this up. There's not a lot of... Oh, okay, that's enough. Okay. More was coming in here. Now, Widow Mines need to be cleaned up by those Mutalisk ASAP. Okay, he does manage to do so. And out come the Marines and the Banelings. Can he get a good connection with those? Doesn't really manage to do so, but he does set off 2 Widow Mines and kills one of them. Might be able to push in a little bit stronger now. There's still 1 more Widow Mine that he has to take care of. Oh, okay, that would just almost hit all those Banelings. That would have been absolutely massive. But then again, the Banelings don't really hitting anything here. The Marauder's still taking the brute force here. There's still a lot of Mutalisk as well. What just happened there? Oh my dear lord, everything exploded. And GG is called. I think that was a massive Widow Mine actually. Just managing to kill off pretty much all of the Banelings there. That was a hard one to spot for Impact, and I don't blame him, honestly. Maybe that was a hotkey misclick guide as well. I don't know, man. It looked like it. But that was absolutely crazy. Beautifully played there by Mr. Kjør himself. We're going to be able to see Dark play now. The final player of Burn Park. He's going to have to go through Kjør and also Maru. So let's hope his ZVT is on point today. And he's ready to take on 2 of the best Korean Terran players. And then afterwards, guys, of course, we will still have Patience one-man team versus Woke Up to This. Woke Up to This? Was it Woke Up to... I think I miswrote this thing on my little... Yeah, it's Woke Up to This. And I wrote down Woke Up this morning. That's not good. I should fix this. I'm gonna fix this. Woke Up to... this, and then let's just scratch this out. There it is. Okay, so that mistake won't happen again. Alright, so we're up 2-1 right now for the Jin Air Yo team. You know what, I mean, it is pretty much their the name of their actual team, but then instead of wings, it's Yo, and I mean, sure guys, sure guys, that's a wonderful name. I don't know why, but I feel like Maru came up with it. I don't know why. I might be wrong. Who knows? Feels, you know, compared to all the other ones, right? It might not be the strongest team name, but we'll have to wait and see. They might still be the strongest team, so you know what? That's gonna be good enough for StarCraft 2, and any fan of StarCraft 2, of course. All right, Koreans, are you doing okay? Look at them with their fancy suits. Anyway, they don't have a nice diagonal line running through their screen. Looks professional, right? It almost looks like a background, honestly, I have to say, but it's just because I'm streaming from an attic. Anyway. Let's wait for the next game. Dark will be fighting against Kjør. It's no longer a mystery. Calling this one, who will play, isn't really something to be proud of anymore. The other 2, was it 2? Was it 3? I think 3, yeah. Did I call 3 correctly? Wow. Wasn't that difficult, to be fair. It was pretty obvious which people would be their anchor player and their final card to play in the table. Onto the table. Onto the table. Alright, let's see what happens between those 2 players, though. I'm not sure why it's taking a while for these 2 players to get everything sorted up, but maybe it's just the cast is taking a while. Should we I mean, I'm sure they're saying absolutely brilliant stuff. Much more so than I am. They're probably talking about... I should talk about the game. Let's analyze the game a little bit, right? So, Kjør managed to do a timing attack with the 2 Hinds and the Marines. It got cleaned up rather nicely. A lot of the creep did get denied, though, allowing Kjør to be a little bit more active on the map and a little bit more aggressive in certain locations. And then the Siege Tank Marine push. First of all, it went to the wrong location, first of all. But a lot of mining was already denied by those 2 Liberators as well, into the main base as well, at the same time as that Marine tank push went to the other side of the map. And that really pulled Impact his attention pretty much everywhere. It made things very difficult for him to deal with. A lot of mining was lost, a lot of income was lost, and you know what? That was probably the final nail in the coffin there. Coffin! Pokemon. Wouldn't be StarCraft 2 without mentioning Pokemon at least once. Here we go. Potentially the last game, guys. In the top left side of the map we have the blue Zerg Overlord. It is dark. Fighting for the Burn Park life. Can they pull through? His opponent, though, the Red Supply Depot. Fortunario. It is Kjør. I don't know why we're watching those things. Is this them trying something new out, where they just look at the supply buildings instead of the main building? I've thought about doing this myself, actually, sometimes, but then, you know, it just felt weird looking at you know, that stuff. Anyway, no way Kjør beats Dark. Well, I mean, it is a best of 1, right? Ultimately, it comes down to a best of 1. If you lose 1 match, you lose pretty much the, well, you lose the series. Well, how do we put this? You're out of the series? Is that it? I mean, right now they would be, the entire team would be out of the series, of course, but you don't get to play anymore, right? If you're the first player and you get killed, you're just out. You don't get a second chance. You don't get you know, your second game in the best of 5 or the best of 3. It's just not there. So it pretty much comes down to a bunch of 1v1s. And in 1v1, or on a best out of 1, pretty much anything can happen here. It is a very volatile game, StarCraft 2. And when you put series up to like best of 5s, best of 3s, you know, it kind of mitigates the randomness now and again, right? Maybe just one tiny misplay early on in the game can put you back really far. And then there's just no way of coming back. Somebody else might just completely roll through you at that point. But then again, I guess we are waiting for Dark to kind of make a mistake. Dark, actually, look at this. Oh my god. The roads weren't on the way. Zerglings on the right side. I don't think... did he scout? He must have, right? He must have seen the delayed hatchery. I was not paying attention, guys. I was just in my own head. Oh my dear lord. A lot of roaches are on the way. I'm not seeing any bunkers being put down, though. Where are your bunkers, Kjør? You're still going for a factory with a reactor. Oh, Nelly, this is not looking good. Alright, Zerglings are coming in. They're not in time to, you know what, deny that expansion. It still goes up, but then again, it's not the real threat. Okay, the Reaper is coming in now, trying to get a next scout. He sees the spawning pool, and now he sees the Roach Warren. Alright, so now he knows. He should be completely aware. He needs to throw down bunkers. One bunker being put down onto the high ground, where singular Hellion is being created. I mean, Hallion's not that good against the Roaches. Might want to start up Widowmine production after this one. Then again, Widowmines aren't that good either against Roaches. Okay, throws down the Tech Lab immediately. Wants to try and cat most likely a Siege Tank out. Right. Oh my god, a Viking as well. This is desperation mode. This is absolute desperation mode. Like, actually, the Viking is really smart here. It's gonna deny the Overlord from seeing up onto the high ground. That is really good. Right, Kjør. Can he pull through here? Can he manage to hold on? Nice bios landing right on top of the reactor. As soon as that goes down, the double marine production is gonna falter. And it's going to be even more difficult for Kure to hold on here. Even being supply blocked now for quite a long time. That is absolutely devastating. Okay, the Viking is coming in. Behind this, Dark is not continuing on with the aggression. He's just making drones, happily droning. And actually, he's just pulling back right now. He's not coming... Oh, okay, never mind. He's coming back at it again. Hello! You thought I was done? No, sir. I'm back to deny more mining here. But there is a siege tank now onto the high ground. The Overlord can no longer see the high ground either, so it's going to be very difficult for those Ravagers to get biles on top of the sieged up siege tank, which is pretty much the ultimate way to deal with siege tanks, I have to say. But yeah, the Viking, a very good call, immediately going for it. He knew what was up and what was going to happen. Beautiful play there by Kure, and Kure now, you know what, I mean, his mining is being denied here for a long time, but Dark's third base only just now started, so, and that's at 5 minutes. He's putting himself also at a little bit of an economic disparity, right? Trying to put up this aggression. And well, looking at the work account, it looks like it may have paid for itself, right? He did kill off a reactor as well, 2 supply depots. I mean, supply blocking Kure for quite a while. I think it may have been worth it. It may have very well been worth it, trying to do that damage. Putting himself on a little bit of a nice lead there. Ooh, barely missing the biles from the Viking. Alright, what is gonna be Kure's solution? Stim pack on the way, +1 attack for the bio people as well. The bio man, we're gonna get +1 attack. This is just going to be a 2-base all-in. It very well might be. I wouldn't blame him. You're playing against Dark, and you already took some economic damage at the start here. He's just been being thrown off his game, and that's exactly what Dark does every single time. He's so incredibly good at that. Just making it very difficult for people to figure out what is going on. And then just immediately jumping up early game and, you know what, throwing anyone off that game. Alright, the Viking is scouting around, only seeing a couple of Ravagers here. I think Dark realizes what is happening and what's coming his way. He doesn't really have anything scouting across the map. Actually, no, he's still making drones here. There are 6 Ravagers. A couple of Queens as well. All the boys have been pulled. Biles are pretty big. The siege tanks are sieging up kind of far away here, but might still be able to cover the bio force moving forwards. He needs to start dealing with these Ravagers. He needs to start killing off the army before the rest of the Roaches do come in. And oh boy, the Marines going a bit too far forward. The siege tanks completely unguarded now. And alright, I mean, he did kill off a lot of the workers, but of course he did pull all his, well, most of his workers as well. Kure needs to do more damage, but there's so many Roaches now just fighting against low HP Marines. The siege tanks have been dealt with, and Dark looks like he will take this one into the bag, out of the grocery store, and back home again. Not much else here for Kure to do, unfortunately, as these Roaches are just killing off the Marines. The Marines are not very good at dealing with Roaches. They do not have a fun time fighting against those. And, well, another tank on the way, and Kure gonna try to keep Dark's attention on his side of the map, and so far it's still working, but, oh my dear lord, the work account, even with killing off a couple of the drones here on the other side, oh, he's still behind by quite a large margin here, almost 20 workers behind. Now, again, a lot of Roaches are here, ready to pounce on the Bioforce. As dropping out of those medevacs, but... Okay, well, I mean, more dropping coming down here. This is pretty much everything Kure can do, right? Just trying to preoccupy Dark on his side of the map and trying to get some sort of a force up and rolling again. He's trading out rather nicely with the drop, I have to say, but then again, he has to trade even more efficiently than this, I'd say. The army supply count is still kind of equal. If this siege tank manages to get into a... Wait, I thought there was a siege tank in there. There's not. Siege tank probably still at home. Makes sense though. Counterattack could be very volatile here and just end it immediately. Okay, roaches protecting both sides now. There's more than enough roaches to defend the entirety of the Zerg base. And Kjør realizes he has to bring absolutely everything. The siege tanks are being pulled off as well. Luckily for Kjør, marauders are being mixed into this force now. It's not just solely marines anymore. He's trying so hard to pick off any roach struggling across the map. Alright, anyway. The Bioforce coming in here. Some pre-shot bios here. Trying to keep the Terran army a little bit at bay. As the Terran army looking to pounce forwards again. This time the siege tanks even further outwards, giving the Zerg a lot of time to make a lot more roaches. And the bios do make things even more difficult, of course, for this Bioforce to push inwards. There's just not enough bio to deal with these roaches alone. He needs to have these siege tanks continuously shooting at these roaches as well, or else there's just no chance in hell. 2 siege tanks were on siege, and that's when Dark decides to go forward as well into the siege tank line. It might still be enough here for Kjør, actually. Kjør maybe breaking Dark here. It needs to be careful though. I have no idea what the HP bars are for those marines and marauders, but if they're still pretty reasonable, I don't think they are though. That's a lot of stim that has gone down already. Still 2 siege tanks are here joining in. Can Kjør still manage to do this? The army supply is still equal, and more roaches are on the way. The bios are being dodged very nicely. Now the marine marauder ball looking like they are trading out really nicely. The medevacs though completely out of energy too. That is very crucial. It's going to be incredibly difficult for Kjør to just keep stimming in and in and in. Alright, more forces are marching across the map here for Kjør. His siege tanks are getting in better and better locations every time he pushes. Needs to lure these roaches into the siege tank fire. Maybe putting 1 siege tank up further. There's a 3rd siege tank joining in now. That's exactly what he needs. He needs to have this siege tank wailing away at the forces as they are trying to defend the hatchery. Oh, big bios almost killing off a medevac here. This is kind of a weird engagement though from Kjør, moving away from his siege tanks, and I think that may very well be it. It looks like all the siege tanks do go down. Dark pushes back the Terran once again. The Terran though, Kjør did manage to get a 3rd base behind us actually, so I mean he's still 15 workers behind overall. He does have mules, of course. Let's not go into much about mules, but it's still a pretty good unit. Kjør, I mean it's 3 base versus 3 base, right? The main base off of Dark must be getting kind of low as well. He's only now putting down a 4th base. He's been putting all his eggs into the Roach Ravager basket. Now cleaning up a couple of rocks as well, allowing his forces to rotate a little bit more freely. Quick sip of water as things have calmed down again. A 4th base for Kjør also on the way. I mean, Kjør had a bad start, but he's still kind of keeping in this game, right? It's a very desperate situation pretty much all the time, but he's still hanging on there just by a thread, the thinnest of threads imaginable. Just a little silky spider thread, but you know what? It just needs Dark to be caught off guard just once, managing to pick off a couple of workers, maybe the base here as well. That would be absolutely lovely, but looks like Dark is on top of things still. 4 medevacs have to pick up all their bioforces again. Is Dark actually going to go for a big push here? A little bit of a laggy there, but we look like we are back at it again. Okay. This small drop keeping some roaches backwards. Oh, but the Queen's getting the medevac there. So that will not happen again. So now this is going to allow Dark to pretty much focus his attention up on the other side of the map. The roaches do have tunneling claws, and they're trying to see if he can get through here. The siege tanks do manage to kill this off though. I love this scouting around with burrowed roaches actually. That's really cool to see. I mean, never you see a Terran going for the Raven here at all, right? And I mean, it's pretty much like an observer, but then with a very thin line of sight here. But yeah, it's gonna allow Dark to see pretty much most of them moving out. Actually, no, he's gonna go for some worker damage here with these 2 roaches. One roach going into the 3rd base, another one trying to get into the main base. A little bit overzealous there, unfortunately for him. We're gonna get more fighting happening on the other side, though. Looks like it. Dark still. I just want him to get maybe the spider here as well, though. It looks like the drops are pulling his tension apart quite a lot, and it's truly the one way that I feel Cure can't get back into this game. Although he did lose another drop just then and there. So he's trying, you know what, he's kind of falling apart here more and more, so it seems, losing more of his drops as the game goes on. And you need to keep those drops alive, or else, you know what, you're just giving units for free, of course. To the Zerg donation box, the relief funds for the Dark Armada. There's a missile turret there now as well. That is rather cool. Alright, this is a big Zerg attack coming in into the 4th base. He wants to deny this base, and I do not blame him. Wait, there's no bailing speed yet, though. He has to wait, and that's going to allow the Terran to get a good clump of units into this location here, as he's starting to get a glimpse of the entire scope of the attack that is moving across the map here towards that 4th base. Now he has the radar tower as well, the sensor tower. Gonna be able to see anything moving across here. That's so many oh no! Oh my god, that was so close! That was so close! Oh my god, it looks like Dark, his bios are just a little bit off though. Like, I'm not sure if Cure... Oh! Never mind! Never mind. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. I mean, you don't need a Spire if you just have more than enough aim with those piles. Oh my god. Also, very much on point with his Queen target firing the Medivacs down continuously, relentlessly. 2 roaches managing to find some way through the missile turrets as well. How do you do it, Dark? I do not know. Somehow, someway, just relentlessly trying every little corner. He absolutely tried everything, right? He went through the middle, then the left, and then another time through the left, another way, and then now he's just going from the right side. Relentless burrowing here. Just barely out of sight of... Oh my dear lord. That's the plague plaguing those Medivacs. Those need to be repaired. Please repair those. I mean, a single queen can just one-shot all 3 of those Medivacs. It's gonna happen. Oh, okay. Well, one Baneling isn't gonna be absolutely devastating, right? It's gonna be okay. No repair here from the SCVs. They are having to be pulled away, and the Terran force is moving across the map. That is why we did not see much of a reaction from forces moving in there into the 3rd and 4th base of the Terran, losing a lot of economy. He only has one final push remaining. The Zerglings coming through, rolling into town, and now putting Cure back up to 2 bases again. This, some people might describe this as super dead. Oh my god, he lost 2 Medivacs, he never repaired them. But you know what, I won't describe this as super... I still believe, Cure. Come on, you got 5 tanks, a bunch of Marines. You just gotta, you know what, make your move before the Ultralisks are here. And, you know what, oh my god, I have no idea how quickly those are gonna be here. He does have quite a couple of Marauders, right, because he has been fighting against those... roaches for quite a while, and now Dark putting down the Greater Spire as well. That's just, oh my god, dude, why? That's just showboating right now. Like, super confident in his game right here. Or maybe he just doesn't feel like he can take the fight with Ultralisk against this heavy Marauder siege tank composition in the position that Cure put himself. So maybe he's just actually thinking to himself that he does in fact need the Brute Lords here to deal with this, but actually never mind. Nope, just gonna go in anyway. Massive Viper, blinding clouds everywhere, all the siege tanks getting their own, and the entirety of the Terran force has been dealt with. Now Cure still on 3 bases. I mean, he did kill off 2 bases of Dark as well, but Dark already re-expanded. Kure, though, on the other hand, still struggling to find himself new bases. Although, actually, no, he already had a new base. Look at that, it's flying over now. Kure, can you do it? Well, I mean, there's quite a couple of works behind here, but you know what? There's also quite a little bit of supply behind here, but the army supply, the army supply is okay. It's okay against this amount of ravages. I feel like it's okay. But then again, oh my dear lord, the Corruptors are on the way. The Broodlords are gonna absolutely tear this Terran army apart. Especially because it was already being torn apart by just the Vipers. And now the Siege Tanks very close together. Oh boy, those Lynx already killing off quite a few units here. Beautiful Biles killing off the 2 Siege Tanks here. Yeah, I don't think the Siege Tanks are the way to deal with Dark in this situation. You don't see Siege Tanks that often anymore being used in the later parts of the game. Only pretty much in TVT. But yeah, Kure still sticking to his guns. Big Siege Tank guns. And now seeing the Broodlords as well. What will be his reaction to this? Does he have some plan figured out? Does he have anything in his head going through now? What do I do? Do I just make more Marines? Is he going to go for Vikings? Vikings wouldn't be a bad choice. I mean, there's also a lot of Vipers. Vipers already kind of, you know, make it possible for you to go into those, into the Vikings, so you can kill off the Vipers, so you don't get blinding clouded all the time. But it seems to be the choice here now. Oh my dear lord, the Broodlords are coming into a sieging location here. There is another little clump of Marines and Marauders on the left side there, denying a base, so putting Dark back up to down to 4 bases. Against the 3 base of Kure, but then again, of course, Kure doesn't have that much mining anymore. Look at this, even his more, probably the base with the most minerals, only 4 mineral patches remaining. 24 out of 8 workers mining there, and oh my dear lord, I'm not sure if this is going to be anywhere near the amount of units that Kure needs. The Dark not committing to the fight though, he just realized that at home. He's losing quite a lot, and these drops from Kure actually killing off quite a couple of workers. 10 workers being destroyed and kind of putting Dark down to a 1 base economy for just a short moment, because his main and natural are completely mined out. Pretty much the same as Kure, although Dark does have a lot more money left in his 3rd base, because it did get killed off at one point. Okay, I mean, well, the supply is still kind of equal, right? 130 versus 117. Kind of closing up the gap. The army supply, though, not as equal anymore, which is kind of troubling. Because even when it was equal, Dark still managing to trade out as efficiently as he did. And fighting against the Terran army. Now realizing that's pretty much no Terran forces here. And it's most likely on the other side of the map, moving his army backwards. Coming in just in time to deal with it as well. Beautiful maneuvering there for him. Dark, the star sense is with him today. And that might be it. That was an enormous part of the army of Kure dying, and GG is called. And that is gonna tie up the series once again. The best of 5 going up to game number 5. In this case, we are seeing Burn Park going up 2-2 now, and putting them both up into the ace points. So that means we're going to be seeing Dark versus Maru, guys. That is going to be absolutely brilliant. And I guess Toxic Barry was right. No way, Kure beats Dark. A couple of moments there where I started to doubt, but you know what? Dark is just too good. He's just too good, man. Controlling those Vipers. The refugee piles every time. I'm not sure anyone beats that. I think Maru has a tough hill to climb. That is absolutely for sure. Maru versus Dark Hypo. Exactly. This is what we wanted, right? This is where it's all been hyping up towards. Unfortunately, we're only going to see a best of 1 between these 2 players. So see how they do. Although, to be fair, Maru just got to see Dark his TVZ on full display. Although I guess he must have seen it quite a couple of times already. yeah, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. Look at those trees in the background of them, by the way. That's crazy. They're burning as well. Is that like a... Is that like a cinematic or something from the StarCraft 1 campaign? I don't even know. I don't even know. Don't quote me on that. Don't go watch, just check it out. Stay here. I can show you in the full screen actually if you remember. Look at those trees in the background. That's crazy. Looks really cool. Looks so fancy too. Should I? Oh. Oh, we're already back. Guys, quick, switch back. Switch back. Wrong time to go back to my screen. Anyway, here it is. This is the match we've all been waiting for. Dark versus Maru in the top right side of the... Oh, wait, the top... Oh my dear lord. This is the 4 o'clock position. It's the red Terran player, it's Maru, and he's facing off against the blue Zerg player. It is Dark, the overlord of Team Burn Park versus the mastermind of Jin Air Yo. There's a lot of chatting going on here. I'm sure, you know, it's all perfectly fine. Banter. No insults or anything below the belt. Music is a bit high, alright. Still, hey. There we go. My apologies. Right, there we go. We're back. Okay. They're still talking. I saw Maru laughing there for a moment. It's interesting. Looks like a regular Reaper opening versus the quick expand into a pool here from Dark. Still the pool, it's rather quickly, not incredibly quickly, but not as quickly as we did in the previous game. Is he gonna go for that roach opening again? They're still talking as well. Come on guys, focus on the game. Give it your best shot here. Come on guys. The fans deserve it. Or start talking in English so we all can follow. Apparently it's really funny. I'm gonna have to need a translation for this one. Is Potato in the chat right now? Please tell me Potato's in the chat. Or any other Korean. Potato's probably watching the Korean stream, isn't he? Oh well. Focused on the game. Focusing on the game. Factory with the reactor, Hellions, and Ewok in the middle of the map, now standing still because nobody knows what it's doing. It's like Schrodinger's cat. It's dancing and not dancing at the same time because, you know what, we just don't know. A little bit of Reaper harass. Nothing we haven't seen before. What else is coming? Dark his way. Hellions. And the Starport as well. Creep Tumor nicely being put down. Out of the range of that Reaper when it's already a little bit low, so he can't jump on top of it when he wants to. So very nice control here from Dark. A nice, like, chess-like maneuvering. Moving one piece before he moves the other piece. In a methodical way. And the two Hellions and the Reaper joining up forces. 2 more Hellions did pop out as well behind this. No more Hellions on the board or in the production tab right now. Banshee, Cloaked Banshee actually being created here. That is very interesting. Keeping 2 Hellions at home just to make sure there's no big Ling run by as well. Very important. Ling speed on the way as well. Third base for Maru. Okay. I mean, We're gonna have to wait to see how much damage these Banshees do, but it looks like Dark already aware that it's coming his way, putting down the Spore Crawlers here. Kind of zone out there for a moment, just thinking about this game. Just being like, oh, Dark versus Maru. Oh. Yeah, I need to, you know, I need to perform. That's a lot of Hellions. That's more than enough Queens, right? Hellions don't do anything against Queens, but it did kind of cause a diversion. And the Banshee is looking to poke its head now into this mineral line. The Spore Crawler did get repositioned. But nice control from Maru. As we know and love Maru. Always having the, well, some of the best control in the entire game. If not the best. Let's admit it, guys. But then again, Dark also, of course, absolutely brilliant here. Very much torn on this one, guys. +1/+1 for Maru has been started. Stimpak about to finish up as well, so it's a regular bio attack behind this. There's no Banshee speed, it's just a cloak. 2 Banshees now moving towards the main base. Gonna cloak up again. But there is the Spore Crawler here, so maybe it would have been worth just not cloaking up at all. Who knows? Killing off 7 workers already. 8 workers. What in the world is happening? 9 workers going down. How? How? There was a Spore Crawler there, and there was a Queen there. It's like they didn't even exist. This is more damage than I get done with my Banshees when there's nothing there. I swear. Jeez Louise. Okay, still denying creep as well, which is really good. These Hellions not just denying creep, and the Reaper of course joining them, but they're also keeping tabs on the Zerg, right? Prodding to see how big the force is of the Zerg. They're seeing how many forces are truly out on the map, and giving kind of an intel for Maru to see what he should be doing as well at this time. He sees a base coming up here, realizing that he should be kind of safe against any sort of attack with this 4th base coming up. A lot of links are being created though. Baneling speed about to finish up as well, but I'd have a hard time imagining Dark pushing out before that +1/+1 for his melee units starts or is finished up. Spire now also being thrown down. And in comes the push. A lot of Marines, a lot of Hellions trying their best at dealing with these Banelings, but that's just too much for Dark here to really get things done for Maru. Got maybe a little bit greedy there, trying to drop again straight afterwards. But, I mean, he is coming in with 2 more medevacs, and yeah, that's a nice place to start dropping again. The 2 other medevacs haven't been scouted yet by Dark. I'm very curious to see where these 2 siege tanks are going to be put. Are they going to be put up onto the high ground there? Or actually, no, just rolling through. Oh, nicely. Killing off... Actually, I'm not sure if that is what you want to have happen as Dark right now. Giving cover to these siege tanks. I mean, it makes it a lot more difficult for the Marines to move forwards, of course, but you do have the medevac still. A flank could be very crucial here, though, for Dark, of course, could be very devastating. But look at that, a big counter-attack of Lynx coming in on the bottom side of the map as well. I'm not sure what is there to meet them. The Banshees also trying their best at dealing a lot of damage here. That's a lot of Lynx. That is a hell of a lot of Lynx. And I'm not sure if there's a lot to deal with it right now for the Terran. Maybe there was a siege tank there that I didn't see, because Dark is being very careful with them. But there we go. There is a base that actually did get taken out. So very well done there by Maru. The push basically did what it needed to achieve. And now moving backwards, Dark realizing that he is a little bit more safe now, going for more drones. As we are seeing the Widow Mine Burrow being researched. Drilling Claws and Thors coming out as well. The Thor already kind of preemptively really good counter against the Mutalisk, and of course the Banelings too. As long as those Banelings blow up on the Thor, or at least the potential for the Banelings to blow up on the Thor is there, it becomes a lot more difficult for Dark to micro everything. Okay, Mutalisk coming into the main base though. Widowmine managing to get a reasonable connection. Still killing off quite a couple of add-ons here on the barracks, and just spreading a lot of hurt to the forces of Maru here. I'm not sure what is being researched on that tech lab anymore. It's not Stim. I don't think it's Combat Shield, right? It must be Concussive Shell. Yeah, it's Concussive Shell, right? So denying that wouldn't be the biggest thing here in this situation. Look at that, the Mutalisk doing a lot of damage here. Good amount of damage being dealt. And 12 Mutalisk is kind of where the number is sticking around right now. Not looking to increase that number for now. He is going to go for the Hive Tech, so he's just going to transition out of the Mutalisk technology. And nice Widowmine connections actually. Catching quite a couple of those Mutalisk, putting on low HP. Allowing a little bit more breathing room for these Marines to push across the map here. But, you know what? Never mind. Move! Run! Alright, yeah, they're dead. At least half of them. The rest did manage to get away in the medevac. Oh, burrowed banelings! Wow, Dark truly pulling all the stops here. That's funny. It's a little Terran train blocking the expansion here. Hive technology almost about to be finished up, and with this plus, oh my god, massive connection with that Widowmine, but oh, they might get a little bit cocky, and there is the Paling landmine punishing. They're trying to get that Mutalisk clump as soon as it got hit by the singular Widowmine. That was absolutely brilliant. You know what, I might even say that Dark on purposely let that Widowmine hit him to get Maru overexcited and pushing into those afterwards. After those, oh my dear lord, oh, more Paling landmines hitting where they need to. This is absolutely mental. I don't know how Dark is doing this, but that was absolutely brilliant. There was no luring anything into that, but you know what, it still was a beautiful connection. I'm not sure about that engagement though, but you know what, he has more than enough to go again. Round number 2. Widowmine, oh, massive Widowmine hit though on the Baneling, still managing to equalize things here a little bit. Is this enough Zerg? There's still one Widowmine remaining. That's not a lot of them, is it? Oh, it's massive hit though again, once more. But the supply here for Maru is dwindling. His army supply is still kind of equal, and he is keeping Dark on this Zergling Mutalisk technology. +3 is on the way though. Adrenal Glands also. As soon as that finishes, the force of Dark is going to be exponentially more lethal. Maru has had the advantage with the +3 already finished up, but as soon as that equalizes, then things are gonna become a whole lot more dicey for Maru here. Beautiful pre-splitting going on though, but it might not even be enough anymore at this point. Widowmine's trying to burrow, hitting his own units here as they are trying to go after those overseers. And everything is falling apart here for Maru. Maru now fighting for his life, of course, guys. This is just a best of one between these two players basically now. Whoever wins this game wins the series for their team. And Burn Park Dark may have very well done it, being the first player in this team league to get the 2 victories in the best of 5 series. And you know what? Maybe he could have done the all kill if he was being put out first, but unfortunately for him, Impact did manage to get a victory as well, so he's not gonna take home that glory. But still, taking down Cure and Maru. Still a very nice achievement here for him. As I mean, okay, maybe I'm speaking out of turn. Maybe Maru isn't out of this yet. Dark does have a lot of bases. He does have a very good upgrades coming in anytime soon. Adrenal Glands has been finished up, +3. Dark's waiting for it. He wants to get that. It's so close. Right, it is very close. I doubt he cancelled it. I'm not sure if he even needs it. Oh my dear lord, Dropper Lords in the main base, Zerglings everywhere, spilling through. And Maru again trying his best to retreat. But Dark, absolutely relentless. Trying to burrow links here as well. It's not going to work out because there is a missile turret. Okay, I mean... That was weird. Okay, just kind of splitting against the Widowmines as one was resetting. Then he clumps up again and gets hit by a massive one. A great connection there. More links still in the main base. Only 2 of them though. Not managing to do that much. But Banelings coming in. Oh, Maru. I don't know if that was in time. Okay, it was. Oh, nice eye there by Maru. Scanning the area. Not allowing the Baneling landmine to get a big connection here. And now we are seeing once again the Ultralisk Cavern being thrown down. I'm not sure if the Ultralisk Cavern is the way to go. But you know what? It might be. It might be. He probably knows better than I do. He does have +3/+3 melee upgrades, and you know what, maybe he can just take this game into whatever direction that he wants to. Although Maru's still on max supply as well. He's really not out of this game yet. He is ahead on 30 supply. I'm very curious to see the actual unit loss tab here. To see what, in fact, mineral-wise has been lost here, and how good the Widowmine connections have been. Or how bad they have been, potentially. Banelings getting a reasonable connection here. Base has been picked off by Maru. Oh my god, massive Widowmine connection. Managing to connect onto a lot of those Banelings. As Maru right now trying his best to get more Widowmine connections here. His Bioforce, I mean, he's still ahead in supply, but where is his supply? Where is his army? He needs to get everything together, and Dark actually maybe overextending here a little bit. I'm not sure why he went down that path that much. And now he's actually behind again on army supply. Trading kind of equally blow for blow, these 2 players now. Maru not out of this one yet. Getting another base up and rolling. He desperately does need to expand. As he is doing nice little bit of harassment here with Liberators as well. At the same time, he's coming into this, what is it, 6th or 5th base location. Oh my god, that's so many Zerglings. So many Banelings though. But he might be overproducing Banelings and Zerglings. It does happen sometimes. They do trade out rather nicely if you have a lot of them. But if you keep building them and you keep trading out against Widowmines, it might become your downfall ultimately. These Corruptors though getting good hits on those medevacs. Okay. I'm not sure what that was, but Banelings cleaning up most of the Widowmines actually. Just 2 remaining here. Maru might be in trouble as there are Ultralisks now on the map as well. His Liberators that were used for harassment instead of helping out against these Ultralisk. Marauders are gonna have to do the heavy lifting here. Widowmine self-detonating on top of his allies. And Ghost will be the answer of Maru. That's absolutely brilliant. Ghost will work against the Ultralisk and also, of course, Brute Lords. If that was going to be the choice here. And again, that's a lot of money that Maru will have to spend into making those Ghosts, and he doesn't have that much. Whereas Dark still having a nice little bank here, filled up to the brim with his gas count. He's just lacking on minerals. That just kind of shows how many Zerglings he's been making. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Making this many Zerglings throughout the entirety of the game. You'd have to be on top of your lava injection so much. And now these Banelings. Oh, please. Maru scan. Oh, miracle scan. Okay. Oh, my dear lord. There's still 2 more separated landmine positionings, though, behind this. And you know what? I'm not sure. It still might be very painful if Maru tries to micro backwards over this. Oh, Nelly. Alright. Okay, he does have a good position here against these Zerg forces. Oh, Dark is desperately trying to force Maru to move backwards, micro backwards into those Baneling landmines. And oh, they actually unburrowed there, setting off a couple of the Widowmines. Widowmines now don't have any charges. More Widowmines joining in though, managing to pick this off. Can Maru defend this base? That's the big question. It looks like he's trading out really well. His supply, army supply, going up, and Dark actually kind of struggling now for minerals himself. Maybe staying too long on that Zergling army composition. I mean, he's doing very well with it, but I mean, he's gonna run dry eventually, right? This is such an incredible, costly way to play, and not the most efficient one. Because now, okay, there we go. There is infestors on the way, guys. Those are gonna help out immensely with this army composition. A good fungal could just finish the game here. It's gonna put a lot of strain as well onto Maru for having to pre-split a lot of his units continuously. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. Corruptus being on top of that planetary fortress. And that is moves that, you know what, maybe Dark should have made a while ago. There is a second command center next to it though. Is going to help out, and Maru does manage to scout out that infestors are on the way. Of course, he does already kind of have an answer against those in the form of the ghosts that are now joining in the battle. And Maru trying his best to deny more bases here. Doesn't have the forces to do so though. Oh my god, those medevacts are low. He needs to start dropping again. Alright, that drop did get picked off. Ooh, trying his best to set off that Widow Mine onto just a couple of... Oh my dear lord, please don't see this. Oh, we went away. Okay, it's still there though. They didn't go off. That could have been a massive another Baneling landmine hit. This is going absolutely crazy, guys. I cannot believe that this game is still going on. We're watching 20 minutes here between these two players. Just going for continuous fighting pretty much. Oh my... What in the world is that? What is going on in the ground behind the Terran Force? Is that an infestor rolling in here? There's a couple of infestors. Alright, I mean, I doubt that is going to be scanned. As soon as Maru tries to move backwards and micro against this force, he is going to be met by a lot. Oh my god, what an explosion. Everything just gonna explode at the same time. Alright, there is the burrow from the infestors, managing to secure a very nice trade here. Does Dark killing off the forces, trying to make that retreat here. Maru still not having remade this into a planetary fortress, but you know what, the Corruptors going for it round number 2 with this command center. As Zerglings realize that there's no planetary here, they are joining in. A lot of Banelings coming in there as well. They are moving away though, as there is a planetary fortress on the 3rd or 4th base location. Oh, Maru, please be careful. Please be careful. This might just end any time now, guys. This has been going on for a long time, and I feel like Maru now truly low on his economy. Not that much mining left, but then again for Dark as well. I'm not sure how much he has left either. It feels like it's on... Well, you know what? Maybe 2 base versus 3 base here in total. Actually, I'm not quite sure. A lot of the bases have been mined out though for Dark. If you look at the mini-map there, the main base, the 2nd base, the 3rd base completely mined out. And then it looks like some of the other bases also running a little bit low on minerals here. This is such a scrappy game, guys. What in the world? Neither of these players willing to give up and trying their absolute best. For a while now, they've stopped chatting, which shows how hard they are trying. As more Zerglings running through... Oh, nice retargeting there, actually. Was that a retarget, or was that just Lynx being very quick and running outside of the Widowmine? I'm not completely sure. Ooh, nice. Splitting off a singular Zergling as well. Setting off another Widowmine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I mean, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Look at that. Look at those burrowed infestors though on the back. Okay, he unburrows them before anything else is here, but manages to land a nice couple of fungals. Maybe I'm not sure about that one. Not sure if that was the best move in that situation, but you know what? I mean, this is an absolute brilliant move though. The Zerglings rolling in, killing off an entire base here. I think that is the main base actually that has been floated over into another location trying to mine. Otherwise, I'm sure that Maru would have made that into a planetary fortress. But Maru managing to return the favor here. And shutting down a base of his own. More Zerglings streaming into this other base here. That's one of the last final remaining bases. That might be the last mining base actually for Maru. Maru... Okay, yeah, he's still getting money. So it must be that 5 o'clock base probably, right? He's still mining just a little bit here. Okay, Dark retreating. Maru is army supply. Look at that. 144 versus 100 right now. This could be it. This could be the moment for Maru to strike. As long as those infestors, they don't get massive, absolutely devastating fungals. Oh boy, but they might. Okay, they showed themselves actually. A lot of Widowmines hitting right on top of them, but the fungals are absolutely stunning. And a lot of the forces here for Maru has gone down, and he has a lot of medevacs too actually. Is taking up that supply count, so maybe a little bit of a misleading supply count here for Maru. Oh, that's a nice Widowmine connection again. I'm just continuously saying this throughout this entire game. The Widowmines have been absolutely bonkers. The Baneling landmines as well, to be fair. Oh my god, there's more of them. Speak about the devil. There they are. Oh my dear lord. Maru is so good with those Widowmines. He just knows. He knows where those Zerglings are gonna run. It's dark as well. He just knows where the bio is going towards. Shutting down more mining are both of these players. Ooh, a sneaky little 8 o'clock position base here. Might be able to go unnoticed by Maru. I'm not completely sure, but... No, actually not. Okay, he knows. He knows. Wow, Dark his income. Look at that, guys. It's now at 100 minerals. That is absolutely nothing. Dark struggling to get anything sorted here. Maru may have very well done it. Oh my dear lord, I spoke way too soon about Dark having won. I remember that like 15 minutes ago. Oh my god. Maru is absolutely doing it. Look at that, guys. All the bases have been shut down. Pretty much no more mining is going on for Dark. Dark now on his last legs, trying his best with this last clump of units. He has 34 army supply. That is trying to clean up these forces, but they're getting hit by Widowmines. They're getting hit by these ragtag forces of Terran everywhere across the map. And Maru knows he just has to keep shutting down the mining. He has to maybe keep a little bit of mining going on for himself as well, of course. But look at that. In the top right, he has those two bases absolutely doing the work of any Terran player. Fan here for Maru, and it's GG. Dark calls it. Maru taking back the series. Oh my dear lord, guys, that was absolutely crazy. The transition actually is freaking out because of it. What in the world? What in the world? Maru. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful play by him. Somehow, someway, managing to pull himself backwards. Dark definitely trying to stick on that Zergling unit composition for a really long time, actually. And mostly having Zerglings, not even having that many Ultralisk. And never going up into the Brute Lords either. So yeah, that was a very weird one. Save this, spread this. Oh, we should for sure. That was such a great game. Holy moly. Oh my god, alright. Next matchup. Look at this, guys. We can get this, actually. It's also in English this time. Oh my god, transition, please. Look at that. This is the next games that we will be watching. And I will translate for you the team names. On the left, we are seeing Patience one-man team. So they are putting a lot of faith into Patience there. And on the right side, we have Woke Up to This. Woke Up to This. It's gonna be Trapped, Bunny, and Alive versus Ragnarok, Patience, and Super. Looking pretty stellar there. Alright, I guess we're just gonna pretend that is the actual transition from now on. Anyway, that was crazy. Look at that. TY is absolutely stumped. He's like, I don't know what happens anymore. I thought Maru was dead, and then he wasn't. And then the other casters there are like, ha 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 ha, yeah, Maru, very good. Sorry. Anyway. Time for a little bit of a, I'm not sure if we're gonna just jump straight into the next series. Are we? Are we going straight into the next one? That would be absolutely amazing. Looks like they are deciding as well. I'm pretty sure it's out that we would start the next series in about 10 minutes. Or at least that's the plan. And today's matchup, yeah. Alright, no timer though. Still a mystery. It is still a mystery. You know what, guys? I'm gonna take a little short break. We'll be right back with this. Another matchup coming up between Patience one-man team and Woke Up to this. I'm sure that's some Korean joke that I'm not getting. Maybe they just woke up. Maybe that's all. That's all they're meaning to say. Anyway. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having as much of a good time as I am. And we will be right back. Transition, please. Oh no, they're back. Actually, I don't have no idea what's happening anymore, guys. I thought they would start the second one in 10 minutes. Yeah, we're in. We're in. We're actually in. Look at that. Yeah, transition. There we go. Maybe I should just turn it off for a short moment, actually, until I fix this. Yeah, let's just go to this one for real quick. Okay, anyway, guys, there we go. The first game between these two other different teams. It will be Mr. Alive, the red Terran player here, versus Ragnarok, the blue Zerg. And, well, I don't think this one will be as long as Dark versus Maru, because, well, do I have to say any more? I mean, unless if you have me minimalized and you're just listening, or if you're just completely preoccupied with anything else, you should know what's happening here. Alright, I will explain the situation for those people that are actually just agreeing with whatever statement I just made, and they're like, yes, just please tell me. It's a proxy barracks, and it's not just one. I mean, barracks, the plural of barracks is already barracks, isn't it? You don't say barrackses. Barracks, barrai. It's not a word. Don't be stupid, Kozen. It's 3 barracks being put down just across the border of Ragnarok's third base. Looks like the Overlord will be able to scout it out, but he's not going to be able to send off any drones here, truly, to deny the building of these barracks. Marines will be popping out in time. The Queen and Zerglings will be the force that are going to have to deal with this. Spinecrawler on the way as well. That's very smart to do so, actually. He sees the scope of it. He sees that it is, in fact, 3 racks. I'm not sure if the Overlord has been scouted out by Alive, so I'm not sure if he's aware. Now he should be, because there's already links running towards his face. And here we go. That's a lot of drones being pulled off as well. He needs to take this very seriously. If those bunkers go up, that could very well be the end of things. Alright, Marines coming forwards more and more, spilling through. Is he going to make a little bit of a wall here? He doesn't really have the money to do so. One bunker is going to be it for now. He could put down another bunker right here at this time. There we go. Okay, does manage to do so. The Spinecrawler, though, of course, already having been finished. Moving forwards here. It's trying to burrow. This is when Alive needs to start pouncing. He needs to start doing damage. And, alright, well, the Spinecrawler is burrowed now. It's going to have range on that bunker as well, as it is trying to get some Marines in there. There we go. And the Marines are, of course, out of range of the Spinecrawler. That's the show good micro here. I think Ragnarok may have very well done this. I mean, it is looking very comfortable for him here. Trying to do a little bit of cheeky micro and moving in between the shots of the Spinecrawler here so he doesn't get hit by his Marines. It's very nice to see. Very cool. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though. The Transfuse hits on top of that Spinecrawler, and now, you know what, more and more links are being created. Ragnarok knows all he has to do is hold off this attack, and then he should be absolutely fine. In come the Zerglings, getting a beautiful surround on the Marines. It looks like Alive wasn't watching at the time, and that is going to be it. GG is called. Alive, a valiant effort. Not managing to do anything there. Maybe I got the teams wrong. Did I get the teams wrong? Alive isn't on my spreadsheet here for teams that I thought we're going to be playing. I messed up, guys. I'm sorry. Let me go up here again. There we go. Let me look this up. Let me look this up. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I got it wrong. Did say actually in the Team Liquid, so didn't it? Oh no, wait, it just showed those the other team. Okay, that's fine then. That's fine. Maybe they switched it though. I should probably refresh that. Anyway, Alive is on team. I'm confused. Is Alive just substituting for someone else? Is he substituting for Bunny? Does anyone know? Yeah, alright. Well, that was interesting. It was something completely different than the previous game that we saw, but you know what that means? That means Ragnarok takes it up 1-0 for Team Patience one-man team. No longer can it be known as Patience one-man team. If Ragnarok all kills here, I'm gonna make a petition for the name to be changed to Ragnarok one-man team. Or maybe Patience and Ragnarok two-man team, and just leave Super out of it. Might be a little bit rude, but you know what? It might be worth it if Ragnarok does manage to get the all kill here. Would be funny, right? If Patience is just a player in this team that doesn't get any victories at all ever, and then just Ragnarok and Super take the entire thing every time. They switch around who does the all kill. Every time Patience gets to play, he just loses. Alright, anyway. We're gonna have to wait to see who else is gonna be thrown out of the hat here. Will it be Trap or will it be Parting? I'm guessing Alive switched in for Bunny, right? Or maybe I just read Alive when it is Bunny. Maybe Bunny was playing on Alive's account. I don't know. Oh, there's Bunny. Okay, so I did get the teams right. That's nice to know. That is really nice to know. Let me check the overlay. Yeah, should be good. Okay, guys, in the top right side, we have the red Terran player fighting for team Woke Up to this. It is Bunny. And in the top left, we have the blue Zerg. It's Mr. Ragnarok fighting for the Patience one-man team. And showing his team members that, you know what? Patience is the only one that they should worship in this case. Holding off that 2 Rex all in absolutely beautifully. And you know what? I just hope Alive isn't substituting for either Trap or, well, you know what? Either Trap or Parting would be kind of sad, honestly. Either of those players I was hoping to see play, but a little bit unfortunate there. Anyway, we still are getting a good amount of StarCraft 2 here on the bleachers. Watching from the bleachers. Bleachers? That's a word, right? That's like a American football thing. Bleachers? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm a European, alright? Don't blame me. Anyway, I think it's not even an American football thing. I think it's in any kind of stadium. I don't watch sports, alright? I don't do sports. I just do esports, alright? Anyway, game opening up rather standardly. This time, no barracks anywhere on the map. Expansion from both players being thrown down. Reaper expand into the hatch for... Wait, it's actually a pool first, isn't it? It was actually a pool first. I'm just so used to this, you know, being a macro game. But it's not. Well, it still is in a way, right? It's only 6 links coming across the map, but still, I mean, the Reaper not noticing, making his way across the map here. And actually, oh my god, is he going to send a Marine after that Overlord? Yes, he is. Alright, well, Bunny, you're in trouble, buddy. Okay, yeah, immediately running away, trying to get to safety here, sending down a couple of SCVs. He realizes he needs to start dealing some defensive damage here. The Reaper also trying to make his way back across the map again. The Marine is still alive. The wall has been completed, so it looks like Bunny does manage to clean this up. And the Reaper goes back across the map again. That's always so funny. I do that every time as well. Something is being said here by the company of Africa TV. I'm not sure what is happening anymore. What does this mean? Anyway, there's not even a translate button next to this. Did I insult the great Africa TV? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't see the spawning pool in time. Okay, anyway. Hellions are going to be the follow-up here. Hellions, obviously, the arch nemesis of the Zergling. And a tech lab being thrown down as well now. Let's see where that tech lab is ultimately. Could be for anything so far. Might switch over into that starport. Kind of lines up, right? It might just be for Stimpack. Who knows? Probably Stimpack, right? Is it gonna be Stimpack? Third base, actually. Oh, no, wait. Is that still the naturals being created? I don't think so, right? He's mining there, so it's a third base for Bunny as well. Yeah, it's definitely a third base. Alright. Man, it's difficult being not the person in charge of the camera. Okay, Hellions and a Reaper. 2 more Hellions in the natural, of course. Gonna play it safe. Shooting the larvae. Kind of like, you know what, I might as well, right? Do some sort of damage here. Not even getting it though, of course. A little bit unfortunate. And making a full wolf here with 2 engineering base. This Bunny just barely keeping that Zergling out of the range of scouting. True scouting, I suppose. So Ragnarok still playing a little bit in the dark. May have to decide to throw in a Overlord as well. Trying to get some sort of scouting accomplished. Right, Hellions. This is a really nice maneuver, actually. Not that many links around to help out with this situation. And the medevac, I'm not sure if it has boost right now. Oh, actually, I mean, only 3 workers got killed there. I thought a lot more would die, but maybe a little bit too careful there from Bunny. Moving those Hellions backwards down and then not chasing down the drones. And still losing 2 of the Hellions as well, right? I mean, if we managed to pull out with all the Hellions and the medevac, well, that would have been great. But now the medevac on low HP, only 2 Hellions remaining, and Ragnarok painfully aware that this could very well happen anytime again soon. And now 2 Hellions are not going to be able to one-shot drones anymore. Yeah, that's just not really it anymore. I gotta say, I like the repositioning of the Spore Crawler though. Kind of making things awkward there for Bunny. Not really, you know, he has to keep an eye on the drop or else he's just gonna blindly fly into that Spore Crawler. What kind of a message did we get actually? Is this because we are restreaming the Korean stream? Is that it? It could be, right? It could be. Maybe it's an automated message. I don't know. Can somebody translate that for me? Is there anyone watching that can translate this for me? We got asked to, alright? We got asked to. I'm not sure. I'm scared. Anyway. Let's focus on the game. There's a couple of links trying their best to harass here, but Bunny probably doing a little bit more of harassment here. Although, that being said, these links might actually get more worker kills than the entirety of the drop there from Bunny. And Bunny right now doing his best to kind of solidify his 3 base. As he is going to go into the Widowmine Bioforce again. +2/+2 has been started up before the +1/+1 of Ragnarok has finished though, so maybe a little bit of a short opportunity here. If you've managed to trade out with a couple of links, that would be nice. Has to be careful though, those medeffects I feel like are pretty low. Oh, nice block off there. Just barely in time. That was really close. Ragnarok just relentless in keeping those links around in a position to jump into the natural base of Bunny here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, of course, to do so if there is another base in between the natural and where your Zerglings are moving in. And it does have a nice little choke there where you could put down Widow Mines against stuff like that. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Only 4 links this time though. Just more of a scouting force, of course, seeing if there is a base being built here or not. And both players kind of going up to these, you know, a standard amount of economy. 5 base for Zerg, 4 base for Terran. As Bunny is still trying to keep that harassment up. His harassment, though, I mean, it didn't do that much, did it? Like, he's been at it for quite a while, but he's not been able to find as much damage as you kind of would want to as a Terran player. This, though, oh my dear lord, those Zerglings gonna ruin the day of Bunny here. In that 4th base location. Nice Widowmine connection, though, in the middle of the map. From those, on top of those Banelings, chasing down the Marines. Oh my god, the Banelings, though, getting right on top of the Marine ball here. Reasonable connection with the Widowmine again, but Bunny having to fall back. Okay, +2/+2 for the Zerglings as well on the way. I really would love to see +3/+3 start up for Bunny here, but... Or is he still on +1/+1? He's not, right? He has +2/+2, doesn't he? Yeah, okay. +3/+3 has to get started here. I mean, that is such a big deal for Terran to get those upgrades here. And we're not seeing it yet. I'm just waiting for it. I'm looking at the production tab. It's not coming in though. Oh my god, that's... how is that not a supply block? That was 5 supply depots being exploded there. And not even a supply block, alright. Truly, just a walling of supply depots here. Now we are seeing Vipers on the way, Ultralisk Cavern on the way. +3/+3 being started by the Zerg before it is started actually by the Terran. That is... that is just... that's just not how things are supposed to go for a Terran player. Bunny kind of falling apart here by the constant aggression from these Zerglings, trying his best to keep safe the Widow Mines. Ooh, really good connections actually there. Saving the force of Terran here from these Zerglings, otherwise you would have taken absolutely devastating amounts of economic damage. If those Zerglings even for a moment get on top of those SCVs here. Nidus Worm on the way as well. Could be very good. There's still an Overlord into the natural base of Bunny. Not a place you check at all times for your mini-map. So definitely could get something done here. Especially with those Ultralisks on the way as well. See whether or not Ragnarok is gonna attempt some... Oh my god, that Widowmine hit! How many kills is that? That was insane. Oh, Nidus Worm in the main base. It's not being spotted. Bunnies. Oh, okay, no, he did see it. Okay, never mind. No hype. But you know what? It's still a good effort, right? It's still a valiant effort. +2/+2 or +3/+3 still for both players on the way. I'm still a little bit sad about Bunny not starting it up a little bit sooner. Maybe he just felt like he wasn't in a position. And to be fair, he has been on the back foot throughout this game for a while now. Just not keeping away. Oh, he actually was attacking his own supply depot there. Alright. I'm still not seeing Ultralisk on the production tab. I'm seeing their upgrades. But... oh, there they are. Oh, look at their skin. Look at those lovely tusks on those Ultralisks. I almost don't want to call them Ultralisks anymore. They look like the other ones. Are these... are they actually Ultralisks from the... you know what, I'm not going to talk about Brood War. I've never really played it. I'll be honest, I'm too young to have been part of that society of gamers. And it's always intimidated me ever since. Banelings coming in here. A lot of Marines have been killed off already, and it doesn't look like a lot of damage will be dealt here by Bunny. Although he did manage to get a drop into the main base. It looks like he mostly will only get the Spore Crawlers here. I mean, it does kind of clean the way up for those liberators. He's denying a little bit of mining here and there, right? He killed off 8 workers. But 8 workers, when you're on like 81 workers already, right? 3 more on the way. I guess he was even above 80 workers, right? He must have been on like 80s, maybe near to 90. Okay, Liberator range on the way. That is really good. That's going to be a helping out a lot against those Ultralisks, right? Absolutely what you need. And oh my god, I love the amount of Nidus Worms we are seeing from Ragnarok. It takes so little effort, and it does put Bunny onto continuous strain to keep an eye out on his own base and keep like units just patrolling through, or at least at home. Right, you don't even have to put units as the Zerg in those Nidus Worms. You just need to be there with the Nidus Worms, and then you just force supply of the Terran to be put back into the base, or else risk being overrun immediately, instantly, pretty much. Pick up the SCV. Oh, he's actually that's the opposite of what I thought was gonna happen. All right. Anyway, another Nidus Worm in the main base. Alright, I mean, yeah, it's probably gonna get taken down again, right? I mean, Bunny has been on top of it throughout the entirety. Okay, never mind. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. That's a lot of SCVs dying. That is what I mean. That is just, oh, that is so frustrating. Alright, big engagement here. I'm pretty sure that Zerg has more than enough forces here. Although he doesn't have anything to deal with the Liberators. Oh wait, he does have the Hydralisk on the right side there. I did not see them for a while. I was just too mesmerized by those Ultralisk skins. They look absolutely amazing. Look at that, rolling in, coming through. Please watch out. You're a Marauder. I'm an Ultralisk, but I look badass, so this time I win. There we go. Cleaning up bases left, right, and center. Ragnarok still on 6 bases himself, having a wonderful supply. And you know what, Bunny though, on the other hand, not really having very much, and more links now, forcing Bunny backwards into his own base. He's got some Ghost up and rolling, but things are looking more and more dire here for Bunny, as Ragnarok is ramping up to start getting his team up 2-0. Personally, as well. You know what? I mean, the Ragnarok one-man team is starting to become a more and more likely scenario here. As we are seeing Ragnarok just playing an absolute brilliant game here. Look at that, another Nidus Worm. Absolutely bonkers. There's the 3 Marauders and a Marine. Maybe it would be worth just having like 3 Marauders and a Marine or something like that, around that size, right? Just patrolling in your base continuously, because it's just gonna come back and back every time. Every time you try to leave, every time you try to attack, there's a Nidus Worm in your base, and you're gonna need those units there to deny it, or else you're gonna need a whole lot more units back at your base to try and deal with all the links that are inside of it. So it's just more beneficial to have just a couple of units there and deal with it in that way. Oh my god, is this planetary fortress going to go down? Yes, it is. Just barely enough banelings to blow it up. And now Bunny back on full base against the Zerg. That is, oh my god, I'm too scared to count. I'm pretty sure that's 8 bases that are on the way right now. Ragnarok absolutely toying with his food here. There's children in Africa that do not get to play video games, Ragnarok. How dare you? That's a weird comment. Anyway, let's take a look at the supply, guys. I mean, it's still pretty close. It's still ahead in army supplies. Bunny, maybe if he gets the best engagement he's ever... I don't think it will, though. Look at that. The Liberators aren't set up. His entire forces are stuck here, up against the wall. And massive parasitic bombs, making things very difficult here. Losing all his Liberators, losing most of his bio forces as well. Now the army supply has tied up again. Alright. I mean, this might be it, guys. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but there it is. Ragnarok taking 2 games in a row. being an absolute baller as in the way that he's doing it. That was kind of really tight, well played match there by Ragnarok, taking the series up 2-0, and it's going a lot quicker than the previous series. Only like around 20 minutes in, are we? Was it 25 minutes in? Already 2 games down. Ragnarok already killing 2 opponents. Of course, one of those opponents was trying to proxy 3 racks, and that completely backfired. I'm sorry, Alive. Very unfortunate for you. But, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see whether or not Ragnarok will be able to take the all-kill, guys. That would be pretty impressive. He's gonna be playing up against Trap or Parting. If I knew Korean, I most likely would have known about which one of those players got replaced for now. And, you know what, for Woke Up to this, I really do hope that it will be Trap. I'm sorry, Parting fans. I'm sorry, Parting himself as well. But I think Trap might just be a little bit better. Overall here. I don't think that's too controversial to say. Trap on an absolute tear here. Oh, I like how he's turning around and he's talking to TY's going like with his chair. Look at that. That's fancy. I'm not sure. I was sorry. I was watching the Korean commentator. I'm just thinking about things I should be doing now. And then I look at them and I'm like, you know what? They have microphones in their hands. They have stuff to do with their chairs. It looks cool. It looks cool. Actually, why do they have microphones? Why do Artosis and Tasteless never have microphones in their hands like these? Do they have this in the GSL as well? Or is this just... Look at TY. He's playing with it. Oh boy. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. I'm getting distracted. I'm still upset that Artosis and Tasteless, they have to wear these like tiny microphones over here and not really get anything to hold onto. I feel like that would add a certain sense of performance energy to the entire thing. But oh well. Anyway, guys, up 2-0 right now is Mr. Patience one-man team, and we're not even past the first man. Maybe Patience one-man team is just, you know what, they're just always just the one guy that we're gonna see, right? Maybe that's the idea behind the team name. But then, maybe they should have called it the one-man team instead of the Patience one-man team, because Patience, I don't think he's gonna play. I don't want to be rude, but Ragnarok on an absolute tear, and there we go. Alright, it is Mr. The Red Protoss. Mr. The Red Protoss. It is trapped in the top left side of the map. Representing Woke Up to this. Team Woke Up to this. And on the bottom right side of the map we have the Blue Zerg. Of course, we've already seen him take down 2 opponents. It's Ragnarok. Can he get the all kill? That would be it for us. That would be absolutely amazing. We're gonna have to keep an eye out on this guy throughout the entire tournament. Whether or not he's gonna do another all kill already on the first day. Come on, guys. How cool would that be? Getting an all kill on the first day already? Oh my god. That's just disgusting, isn't it? In a way, but still, it's pretty cool. Anyway. Spawning pool on the way. Hatchery first. And a quick Nexus build, as it looks like right now. There it is, Cybernetics core first. But saving up that money for the Nexus here, straight afterwards. Got it, stay hydrated. Guys, is anyone looking at chat? What is happening with the Afrika bot? I'm confused. Did anyone message to me about this in the Discord? No, they didn't. It's still scary. You know what? I'm gonna throw this into Google Translate real quick. Figure it out. Sorry guys, I need to know. Maybe I could wait, but I feel like we might be... Like there might be some sort of auto... like anti-copyright or anti-restreaming thing going on. Old issue. Oh no, actually. Sound broadcast subject regulation may be deselected. What? Broadcast was selected for the theme hot issue. Ah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Is it fine? I don't know. Let me see what the other one was as well. There's stuff happening in the game, isn't it? I don't know. Professional streamer, man. It's ranked 1 in the... Oh, actually. Oh, that's really good. So we're doing well. That's what's happening. I think that's all that's happening. Okay, that makes me feel better about myself. Alright, let's focus on the game. Ragnarok going up to 3 bases. A robotics facility technology has been thrown down together with the Twilight Council. Gonna go into those Archon drops. Potentially still a little bit of Dark Templar harassment shenanigans too. We'll have to wait and see. What is gonna happen here? A little bit of adept shading in, only getting a couple of drones, not getting anything else. Nice building of the Spore Crawler there. And a War Prism, as we all know and love. The War Prism is on the way. Gonna start moving out and get those Dark Templar in, of course. Now correct me if I'm wrong, there's no layer tech yet, right? Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, thank you Ragnarok for showing me the way. Is that going to be in time for the Dark Templar? It's going to be close, isn't it? I mean, he still needs to get the Overseer as well afterwards. But then again, I mean, he does scout this, so now he can just build these Spore Crawlers instead as well. He sees what is coming his way, and absolutely beautiful scouting there by Ragnarok. I don't know how he got in, but somehow he wiggles his way through the wall and manages to see absolutely everything here. 2 Dark Templars only so far. Gonna still try his best to do something with the Dark Templar? No, right? He's just gonna make them into Archons. Is he? Oh my god, he's dropping them out one by one. He is gonna try something with the Dark Templar. You don't see this every day. Queen's though already in position. Very well positioned there by Ragnarok, realizing that the way that he's moving these forces around. And now he is going to go into the Dark Archon. That's not a thing in StarCraft 2. He's just going to go into Archons here. Regular good old Archons. Did he lose one of the Dark Templar? I don't know. Maybe he just warped in the 3rd and then he warped in the 4th. I'm not sure. Anyway. Grabbing them in the War Prism and looking for some Overlords, it looks like, as he is securing his 3rd base. The War Prism has to start doing things though, or else these Lings are just gonna wreak havoc upon the Protoss 3rd base. And it's gonna be quite easy for Ragnarok to, you know what, not pay attention anywhere else. Alright, I guess, you know what, that 3rd base is just a corner then. And there's more than enough roaches here actually as well to help out that one. Oh my god. Oh, didn't select the Nexus there for a little while. Doesn't want to lose the Zerglings either for the Nexus, it looks like. Actually gonna go for the full-on fight here. Going right on top of those sentries. I'm not sure if that was the right call, but you know what? He's going for it. Trying his best to do that damage right there. Oh, Ragnarok. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Get that all killed, man. Be absolutely stellar. Already. And then especially because it's called the Patience one-man team. I really want to start calling this the Ragnarok one-man team. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There's a lot of creep tumors that have gone down into the dirt here. Exploded into other stuff. That is not creep. You know, it's weird how that happens, right? You kill the creep tumors and then they explode and then there's less creep overall. You'd think, right, if it explodes, there would be more creep overall, right? Because they produce creep. So there should be more creep spitting up out of the creep tumor. But there's not. It just starts declining slowly then and there. Are those actual zealots or are those changelings? It's hard to say without the bars. There must be changelings, right? Why would there still be zealots there? At the 3rd base of Ragnarok? That would be weird. Anyway. little bit of damage. Nothing too major. 3 probes going down here. Nice little Ling run by taking place. Ragnarok securing his 4th base as well at the same time. Going for the Mutalisk technology. That's pretty cool to see. As Trap is going up to the High Templar technology here as well. Can Ragnarok actually take on Trap? That's the question here. I don't think a lot of people would give the benefit towards Ragnarok in this situation. But, I mean, Ragnarok's got to be feeling pretty good about himself, right? Already taking down 2 people here. Taking down Alive, taking down Bunny. Now, both of those people, of course, they were Terrans. So this is a little bit of a different kind of thing. But, you know what? It might still work out the same way. That's a nice recall, though. It's gonna actually only save 1 Archon, losing the Prism and one of the Archons there. That is not what I thought was going to happen. Just a slight second too late to save those units there. And the Mutalisk showing why they are such a valuable unit in this matchup. Especially against a Twilight Council and Robo opening. Becomes very difficult for the Protoss to deal with them in any sort of harassment way, especially if you lose the War Prism. Now you can't ferry around those Archons, trying to be preemptive and reactive, I guess, more so with those Archons, getting them into correct positions. And yeah, just moving Archons around, that is one of the slowest units in the game, especially for the Protoss units, and they're so clunky as well. It's absolutely horrible maneuvering those guys past buildings. Yeah, you definitely need to have that War Prism with them. Now making things even more difficult. Ooh, could deny the 4th base here. Ragnarok, if he sees this probe going, yeah, he does alright for just a short moment. Trap on top of things too, though, so pulling back the probe in time. Alright, I mean, the probe does go down, but the Nexus does as well. Nice maneuvering, though, from Ragnarok, trying his best to keep as much of these Mutalisks alive, and, you know, doing so very well. And already going up to Hive Tech on the 10-minute mark, so not extremely early, but you know what, with a game that of this caliber, and him playing this safe with this amount of roaches and this... What? 55 banelings on the way, okay. Alright, yeah, I mean, sure, let's roll. Let's go. What's he gonna do with this? Is it just for safekeeping? Is he just expecting this attack coming in? Is it just, like, is he just trolling? Oh my god, he just got on top of High Templar with his Mutalisk. He just killed a couple of those. He's gonna get another one, isn't he? Yes, indeed. And those Mutalisk are flying out. Those Mutalisk have been absolutely amazing. Worth their weight in whatever material is worth more than gold. I think there's quite a couple, but... I'm bad at materials, right? I never learned the elemental table. Elemental table? Scientific terms should be avoided at all times. Oh, this is a big surround, but luckily for Trap, he realizes that something's up here, and he moves out as quickly as he can. Those banelings do not want to blow up on top of those Archons. Please don't continue to chase this Ragnarok. Or maybe do. I don't know. Okay, just send send a couple of roaches to the 4th base. Okay, yeah. Gonna do a little bit of damage here. There's more than enough cannons, so it looks like, to deal with this. Probes. Hello, probes. Those are sacrificial probes, but making it very difficult for these roaches to move into the main base here. So nice maneuvering there from Trap, but still losing only 5 workers. Really, that was so many roaches and still only losing 5 workers. Wow. Absolutely amazing body blocking coming down from Trap here. But of course he needs to be wary that Zerg has gotten up to 5 bases. And he is getting that ever scary Brute Lord composition. That is something that Trap needs to have an answer for. And he's looking for it in the shape of the Fleet Beacon here. But, I mean, those Brute Lords are already scarily close. And the Fleet Beacon only now being produced. +1 air weapons as well for the Protoss on the way. But, you know what? I'm not sure how many Stargates he has, guys. I don't think he has that many. It's going to be very difficult for him to keep up production right here. And pump out a force that is capable of really dealing with this Zerg flying force right here. In the shape and form of... I guess it's only 4 Brute Lords. It's really only 4. That's a little bit... anticlimactic. Oh, massive hits though. Baneling's coming in. Ragnarok, oh my god, he is looking like he is gonna maybe do this, guys. The all kill might very well be coming in here. The Broodlord's running away from an hallucinated Phoenix. A little bit of an Hydra move here. Yeah, he's... I'm not sure if moving the Broodlords back right now is the thing to do. I mean, he definitely had the timing there, right? Where Trap just didn't really have a good answer for those units. And now he's starting to produce the Tempest. I'm not sure what Ragnarok is waiting for specifically. Maybe he's just waiting for the Protoss to engage him instead of him engaging the Protoss, but... I don't know. Maybe, okay, he's just waiting for more Broodlords, I suppose. I mean, what's better than a lot of Broodlords? Even more Broodlords. That is what. Okay, I mean, Burrow on the way as well. Pathogen glands for the Infestors as well. Being created here. +3 melee attack also. Maybe he's just waiting for the upgrades, right? I mean, that's not a bad call. And again, we are seeing more and more Tempest being produced. Oracles as well. The Oracle's absolutely detrimental in this. Okay, I guess, yeah, Ragnarok just wants to play the defensive game. He has full-on confidence that he will be able to take down Trap in the long macro game here with the late game composition. He feels more than comfortable, it seems so, against the Protoss army force that can be produced in the late game. And you know what, I'm not sure if he's correct on this assumption, because those Tempests actually, with the clairvoyance of the Oracle, now the Tempest just wailing away for absolutely free, killing off a lot of those Broodlords with absolutely no answer in sight here. Ragnarok is... Alright, he's making a lot of Corruptors now. The Corruptors flying in on top of the Tempest, getting right on top. The Broodlords are still... I mean, there's still a couple of Broodlords, but the Stalkers now being able to blink underneath them. The Broodlords trying the best to micro backwards. Looks like the transfusions are keeping them up as well. Those Ravagers deciding they need to pull backwards and help out the Broodlords, instead of just finishing off the last little bit of HP on that Nexus right there. The Broodlords need to stay alive. Oh, massive storm right on top of those drones. Now we're trying to get pulled. I don't think they would have done very much anyway against that amount of Archons. And the Protoss force moving into the third bay. Is this a third base? I think it is. Doesn't matter anymore. They're moving in anyway into this base. Killing. Oh, can they get the +3 melee attack? Yes, they do. Oh, that's pretty big, in fact. And now Ragnarok on the back ropes. Is he gonna lose this base? Oh my god, please move in with those Zealots. And please kill off this base. Trap, come on, you can do it, man. It's so close, it's so close. He's doing absolutely amazingly against these Broodlords. Really, one piece that is kind of missing from Ragnarok's army here has been the Infestor. He has gotten the upgrades for the Infestor, but he's just not been making them at all, to be fair. What are those Oracles actually still in the just flying there? That's a bit of a non-trap thing to do, I'd say. The Oracles just kind of chilling in the in between the Zerg bases there. One of them getting punished for it. But yeah, definitely the Infestor is the unit that can allow these Broodlords to force the engagement and force the fight, not allow those Stalkers to blink underneath them. And that is one of the most effective ways for the Zerg to deal with this type of Protoss army. Now can he hold on? Trap doing a good job with his multi-pronged harassment. Does manage to kill off the Spore Crawler here. So these two, oh my god, manually detonating the Banelings on top of the Dark Templar though. Nice maneuver there from Ragnarok. Oh, Trap managing to snipe the base on the 6 o'clock location though. What a roller coaster of emotion, guys. I don't know anymore what will happen in this game. I think Ragnarok still has a very, very scary army. But you know what, I still feel that he's missing the one very crucial part of this army in the shape and form of either Vipers or Infestors, or maybe both. You know what, it's not too bad to have both of those. Getting a couple of ducks on top of the Tempest, or you know what, even Archons or anything like that is absolutely amazing. And then getting a fungal on this army of the Protoss, that's just kind of could be a GG moment right then and there. Losing another Oracle here, Trap, because he's just not maneuvering them though. Trap not seeming like his regular old self here. Losing Oracles left, right and center. And now having to remake them to keep giving vision to the Tempest. Ling run by, trying the best to deal with this Nexus in the top right side of the map. Not being able to do so. Ragnarok still really just kind of playing on his side of the map, and he's being punished for it by Trap for doing just that quite a bit. Like, Trap has been absolutely stellar with his harassment non-stop pretty much. Going in from all sides with the Blinkstalkers and the Zealots, a high gateway force, and taking down a lot of bases here from Ragnarok, kind of fighting against the immobility from the Brute Lords. Well, not fighting back against immobility, but more so taking advantage of immobility. That kind of comes with a Brute Lord's composition. Infestus, hello. It was randomly being shot down there on the map. I don't know what he was doing there. Okay, Brute Lords, Roaches and Ravagers all coming together. Can he get... Alright, that's a good pickup on that little observer there. I don't think there's a lot of units that can make use of that though, but we'll have to wait and see. As the ambulance is coming in for whoever loses this map. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but it's on the background. Oh, nice fungal. That is the stuff of legends. That is exactly what you need to do. Force those engagements, force the trading right in the good range of those Brood Lords. That is absolutely stellar. Right, Spore Crawlers also moving forwards, trying their best to secure this location. Oh, nice dodge on that fungal though. Trap being a good StarCraft 2 player, pulling back in time, realizing that those infestors are on their way. Just barely moving out of that range in time. Ragnarok again trying his hand at the top right side of the map. He's not been able to really trade out here efficiently. I mean, Trap's still definitely in this game. Doesn't want to blow up the Banelings on top of the Zealots, right? The Zealots moving away from the cannons, which is a little bit weird. Probably still gonna try to go for their own harassment. But running into a pretty much a little bit of a Zerg counter force there. Two flanking forces going at the same time. Two Immortals as well on the bottom left side. A tag team duo. Killing off a base by themselves, pretty much. Now facing the mighty force of the Brute Lords. That's a bit rough. Stalkers do not do that well anymore late game unless you truly micro them absolutely amazingly. Stalkers, Zealots, everything coming in now, jumping right on top of those Ravagers. There's a lot of Spine Crawlers here, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough against this amount of Zealots and Stalkers. It doesn't look like it will be. More reinforcements spilling in the shape of those Zerglings. But even then, it looks like Trap might have enough to start breaking this location. At least all the Spine Crawlers are gone. Oh my god, the Infestors though make it here in time and completely deny any form of other aggression that can take place in this place. The Tempest as well at the same time, still doing a lot of damage here. Archon's trying to keep the Corruptors away from the Tempest. Very nicely played there by Trap. He needs to be careful though, needs to pull the Tempest back in time. Doesn't want those Archons either in too much of a danger of being fungled or neurals. And actually a lot of neurals being put down here, a lot of fungals too. It looks like Ragnarok can start hitting up Trap. Trap actually on 114 supply now, dropping even further. And finally this right top side base might be at an end. Actually no, the Dark Templar coming in. Oh my god, it's yeah, that's gone. That is absolute devastation. Ragnarok taking more and more points here. And looking like he may very well be the victor. Ultimately. if this game keeps going for a much longer period of time. Trading out efficiently, although, I mean, this would be nice, getting a base here. If Trap manages to target down that hatchery, should be able to take this down. Nothing truly there to deal with this. No transfuses either on that hatchery, so there we go. Again, tying up the amount of bases here for both players, but we have to keep an eye out on that supply. Ragnarok, I don't know why, but he's playing this so incredibly safe. He's just using small amounts of units to move across the map. He's just never, he never moved his Brute anywhere near the Protoss, but it looks like we may be getting to a closure. He is moving them out now. I mean, losing all your Brute would be absolutely devastating in situations like these, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much of an answer anymore for Trap here. There's no Tempest, truly. There's only Archons and High Templar right now. There's one singular Tempest. Okay, well, one Tempest versus 12 Brute Lords. That's gonna take a long time. And Ragnarok doing even more damage here. Killing off a lot of probes, killing off the base that was being reproduced. And I think, guys, we may very well be seeing Ragnarok taking the all-kill here. I think he may have done it. Killing off more economy of Trap, as Trap desperately is trying to get some sort of a force together to fight against this type of army. Oh my god, what is this that we're seeing? 4 War Prisms filled up with Archons. He's gonna try to get these. Oh my god, he has speed for them as well. This is so cool. He's gonna try to use these Archons right underneath the Broodlords to get them underneath, and then kill off all the Broodlords in one foul swoop. I mean, if this is gonna work, I'm gonna lose my mind. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that, 4 War Prisms filled up. Oh my god, he needs to be so careful of those Corruptors though. If the Corruptors shoot down even one of those War Prisms, that would be very painful already. Is he gonna add more War Prisms to this? And that Changeling just scouted those 4 War Prisms. What do you think when you see 4 War Prisms? What is gonna go through your mind? Is this something we've seen before? I've never seen this happen. Is this gonna work? Trap, can you do it? You are the best player of your team. Maybe you shouldn't have woken up to this. Maybe you should have woken up a little bit earlier. Well, the Spore Crawlers moving forwards now to get a nice sieging position to hit that one of the last remaining mining bases of Trap here with those Broodlords. I mean, the Broodlords, there's a lot of dead space here as well, right? The War Prism cannot drop their Archons right underneath them if they stay above that dead space. But then again, they need to push forwards a little bit further. And that's when those War Prisms will make their maneuver. 4 War Prisms now. Oh my god, this is like watching Medivacs, just like a Doom drop happening, but then it's like, oh, it's Archons and War Prisms. Okay, I mean, I would love to see this work. Please let this work. Forget about the all kill. I mean, it's gonna be so rough. It's gonna be so rough, especially with this amount of Infestors as well, right? I mean, 1 Fungal and the War Prisms are stuck. And, I mean, what happens if you neural the War Prism and it has the 2 Archons in it? Do you just... what happens then? Oh, nice harpoon right on top of the mothership. Taking that one down to town. To the Zerg creep. Look at that. The Zerg creep all the way up. Creeping up on this Nexus here as well. Ragnarok, can he do it? He's pushing forwards. This is gonna force Trap his hand. He's moving his... oh my god, no! He's moving right into the Corruptors. The Corruptors shooting down 2 War Prisms before anything else happens. Ragnarok taking the game, taking the series, taking the all-kill. Ragnarok, an absolute beast. The Ragnarok one-man team doing the work of the StarCraft 2 gods. Absolutely amazing series there, guys. Ragnarok, what a show, man. What a man. maybe playing a little bit too defensively for a while there, as he already had the game. At least I felt like he did for a while there, maybe. But you know what? Rather safe than sorry, guys. That is the main thing about StarCraft 2 that you have to remember. If you lose your army, suddenly everything can just, you know, topple back over right into your face. And everything can go into ham and biscuits in just a couple of seconds. So, yeah, here we go, guys. Here are today's results. 3-0 for Team Patience one-man team. Ragnarok one-man team from now on, though. And fighting off against Woke Up to this. I really thought Woke Up to this would do a lot better here, but you know what? Like truly, if you'd asked me who's most likely to get the all kill in that situation, I thought it would be Trap, but unfortunately for him, this is going to be the next match, guys. This will be on. Let me double check this. This is going to be tomorrow on Thursday. It's going to start at the same time. I won't be here, but we will have Potato Pleb. I unfortunately have to do some work because I'm not really a full-time caster in any margin. I'm not even sure if I can call myself an amateur caster. But anyway, we have these lovely groups fighting off tomorrow. It will be Dark Impact Armani versus Rogue Innovation and True. And Sue Fantasy DRG versus Ragnarok, Patience and Super. It's gonna be crazy to see those guys fight as well, guys. All the pro Koreans are pretty much in this tournament, and I guess just TY isn't. He's just stuck doing the casting thing. They have 3 casters. I don't know if I'm just a solely single caster. Anyway, I'll get a co-caster at some point as well. It's okay. I'll be good. I'll be fine, guys. Also, one more thing as well. We will be watching another Best of 9 series later today. It won't be Koreans. Well, maybe it's one Korean, I believe. It's Haas versus Hurricane, a PvP series. It will be taking place on my own channel, which is this one over here, and that will be on Twitch instead of Afrika TV, unfortunately for Afrika TV, but yeah. Come check me out there as well, guys. I'm gonna be starting in, let me see, 1 hour. The pre-roll will start, and then we will actually, well, yeah, about 1 hour-ish. It will be on Really Kozen, well, twitch.tv/Really Kozen. Anyway, that will be the Path of Star. That will start then. Best of 9 series between Haas and Hurricane. And, well, this has been it then for today. Kind of curious what they are still talking about. Again, if I did have some Korean, I don't know. I think they're just saying their goodbyes. I think that's what I'm gonna do as well, guys. Kind of join in there. Alright, everyone have a good one. Hope you had a blast. I certainly did. We had some lovely games. Maru versus Dark was just cream of the crop. Anyway, talk to you later, guys. Have a good one. I've been Kozen, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.